You're listening to the Electronic Media Collective Podcast Network. Yeah, it's a mouthful. For more great shows, visit electronicmediacollective.com.
And welcome back to another side-splitting episode of FYD. I'm Scott. That's Adam.
I'm Mike.
Mike! A special guest Mike back again. Second time in 3 weeks.
Yep, we're back.
We're back. All the people watching us live on Facebook, on YouTube, and all the replay listeners on all
SoundCloud,
places.
iTunes,
Yeah,
Electronic
all
Media
of them.
Collective,
Thank you for joining us. We got a great episode lined up here for you.
We do.
A lot to unravel.
Do we?
Yeah.
Scott, why don't you take the lead on this one and tell us, what do we have to unravel?
Well,
What are we doing? Well,
first, take baby steps here because we're drinking some rum tonight.
Yes.
So maybe toward the end of the show we might come off the rails a bit, but we got Bamboo rum. Mike, would you like to explain? You're the one that got me hooked on Bamboo.
Yeah, so my cousin, I won't say his real name, Mark James, he lives down in Florida, and he loves this Bamboo rum. And when I went to go visit him, he bought a shit ton of it, and we drank it all on his birthday. And it was rad. That's all I got. No, it's like super smooth. I don't even know. I have no idea. I don't know anything about it other than Mark James told me to drink it. It's from Panama. It's an authentic Caribbean legend. But Panama is not part of the Caribbean. But all I can tell you is it's fucking rad. They have like 3 different flavors. This is like the most mild flavor. It's called XO.
What are the other 2 flavors?
There's one that's like super dark.
Oh, okay.
It's
Black.
One
Called Bamboo Black.
Bamboo Black. You know, like when you're watching Pirates of the Caribbean, you're like, how can they drink so much rum? Don't they have to go like this noise every time they drink out of the bottle?
Yeah.
So he gave me the black, and I took a sip of it, and I was just like, I don't want that. And he was like, yeah. He was like, dude, check your balls. Because if you shave this morning, you need to shave again. And I was like, newsflash, Mark James. I haven't shaved since 85.
I'll be honest with you. What I love most about this bottle is it feels like a pirate rum bottle. Like it's got the cork on the top, and it just when I was pouring it, I was like, this feels right.
We're pirates.
Yeah.
What's that chick's name that Orlando Bloom bangs at the end of the third one?
Elizabeth Swann?
Yes.
No, the real one.
Keira Knightley.
Yeah, Keira Knightley.
Keira Knightley is our age, for the record. Did you know that?
Wait, your age?
Our age.
Remember, I'm younger than you.
You're like 3 years younger than us.
It's like
you're 30 now.
I'm 5 years younger.
He's 5 years younger.
Yeah, but you're 30.
I'm 32.
Well, yeah, like I said, women over 25, guys over 30, the age it's not a thing anymore.
It's more of guidelines.
So I know my range then. So that's my range then. Okay, good to know.
Word.
Adjust that on my Tinder account, then let it go.
No, but I thought that was weird because in 2003, when they did Pirates of the Caribbean and it originally came out, like, it was weird because, like, you're watching the movie and you're like, oh my god, Keira Knightley is, like, hot as fuck. And you're like, holy shit, she's, like, my age.
Yeah.
Like, she could have been, like,
How
in
old were you
class
at the time? 17?
We were seniors
18.
in high school.
18.
We were 18.
Old.
Yeah, 17 or 18. So she had to have filmed it before it came out, so she would have only been, like, 17 or 18 years old. So Captain Jack Sparrow...
18, that's good. That's fine.
Captain Jack Sparrow never technically hooks up with her.
No, he doesn't.
Johnny
either,
Depp
no.
would have been at 2003. He'd have been 40.
And they only kissed in the second movie, and that was whenever she was trying to distract him.
They almost kissed in the first movie.
Almost.
I'm not trying to talk about Johnny Depp banging his co-star. I'm just saying that I thought it was weird that like this woman who could be in my fucking algebra class is making millions of dollars hanging out on movie sets.
Well, how old is his ex-wife, Amber Heard? Oh. She's got to be young.
Did you guys see Rum Diaries? Did you guys see Rum Diaries?
I did not see Rum Diaries.
Should I watch? We love rum.
Amanda Heard is hot.
She's in
in
Aquaman and other things.
I didn't see Aquaman.
She's in the.
No, but I thought they broke up because he was like hitting
Well, they
her,
were married.
But,
Yeah.
but then
Well,
it turns out they weren't
yeah.
hitting each other or something. I don't know. It was a whole thing.
She's 35.
Amanda Heard.
Yes. Amanda
Guess
Heard's
how
35.
old I am.
You're 36.
I had a birthday this week. I'm 37.
Why can you do math so fast?
Pure guess. That's what I'm gonna say. Pure guess. I almost said 37.
I'm
He
37.
just had a birthday this week, so he's 37.
Yeah,
so I
happy
knew it was
birthday.
around there.
Happy
I think Amanda Heard and I share a birthday.
Okay, so she's.
By
a
the way,
lot
just for
younger than
reference, Johnny Depp is 58 right now.
He's
What?
58.
Yes.
He's gonna be 60.
How old's Amber Heard?
30. What did I say? Shit. Go back.
You said
35.
35. Yeah. Okay. All right. So I guess Keira
23
Knightley was on the table for him at the time. Anyway,
I'm not condoning
Mike's
that.
getting a little
Listen,
uncomfortable.
Captain Jack Sparrow didn't bang Keira Knightley.
No.
Captain Jack Sparrow's not a real person.
But Johnny Depp did bang Amber Heard, who is the same age as Keira Knightley.
Yes. Facts.
I don't know if that makes me mad or not. Should it make me
Why?
mad?
He doesn't look 60.
No, he doesn't.
Damn. And you know what?
He's not fucking 60.
He's almost
50,
60.
He's 58.
Yeah,
He
he's
might-
almost
at
60.
58, you
so
might
she's
as
almost
well
40.
be.
So 60-year-olds can bang 40-year-olds.
That doesn't count when you're in 30s. No, that's like when you hit 50. Like you might as well be. It's like when you're 58, you might as well be 60. If you're 51, you might as well be 50. You know,
Is that how it works?
that's how it works in my head. I'll see.
Okay.
I'll maybe I'll revise that when I turn 50.
And how
so.
do you argue with that?
You really can't argue that's like
No, you can't.
such sound logic.
It is.
Normally when we do these shows, you guys have this like list of things you like want to talk about, and then we like talk about it before the show. But I feel like you just kind of hit the button and you're like, oh yeah, fuck it, we were talking about women. Let's talk about hot chicks. Okay, hit play.
We used to do show notes.
Yeah,
Back when we were in the other studio.
A little behind the scenes.
We'd get together and show notes, and we'd have an outline drawn. And we realized when we went back and listened to some of our older shows, it was better. It was more fun when we would just wing it. Especially when you or other guests are on that are just drinking rum and being assholes. Not President excluded, of course.
What he's leaving out is I still do actually prepare for the show because I still look up stories and weird news things and stuff to talk about.
But you guys are getting paid?
I still prepare for the show a little bit.
So
I just don't do it whenever we have a third on, like you on, like because I figured that flows a lot better.
All right, so it's 3 p.m. and you know at 10 p.m. Scott and I are coming over. We're gonna do our podcast, and you look at your watch. And you're like, I got 7 hours. How many times do you jack it before the show? Do you think about us coming over? Does that like excite you? Like what if like is it like 9:55 and you're like, they're gonna be here at 10 o'clock. I gotta hurry up.
I feel like it's like a time trial or something like that. I gotta pull off like a record. Like let's see how fast I can do it and see how many times I can do it before they show up.
Because when I called you earlier, you were breathing a little heavy. But I was
Yeah.
like, you know what? Maybe he's lifting because you got all this lifting gear in your
I didn't
living
lift today.
room.
Today was my rest day.
You didn't even lift today?
Rest day.
Rest day.
Oh, active recovery.
Yes.
Jerk off with both hands. That's active recovery.
Are you guys switch hitters?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah. Well, it depends.
So
No.
do you? I'm not gonna get into explicit details, but do you use your dominant hand if you ever do it?
Absolutely.
Dominant hand?
No.
Absolutely.
I think I told this story on the air before, but I'm going to tell it again because it's very funny. But yeah, I was at this like wellness fair, and they were like, "What hand do you write with?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm right-handed." And they're like, "Oh, okay, squeeze this thing, and we'll give you like a PSI." So like they gave it to me, and I squeezed it, and I was like, "Roar!" And they're like, "Oh wow, 70 PSI, that's pretty good." They're like, "Now we'll compare it to your non-dominant hand." And they put it in my left hand, and it was like, "Roar!" And it was like 220 PSI. And the guy was like, "What do you do with your left hand?" And my boss was standing right behind me. He was like, "Dude, this motherfucker jerks it with his left hand." This guy right here. And I was like, "Keith, shut the fuck up." He's like, "Nobody knows who you are. It's okay." This is like
Dotson. We've got Dotson here.
Yeah, it was like 2005 at a state welfare, not a welfare, but a state
Welfare, yeah.
wellness event. But yeah, word spread like wildfire. Like seriously, people were like addressing me in emails like, "Dear Southpaw, I was reviewing your calculations, and apparently you should also do math with your left hand because everything you just did was wrong. Please call me back."
You know what? I'm a southpaw too.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm a
You
southpaw.
guys are
My
crazy.
non-dominant. You know why? It's really hard to navigate the mouse with my left hand. So I got to use my dominant hand.
I can go,
for the
I can
laptop.
but I can go both because I'm a drummer. I'm like a paradiddle. Whatever.
You just got like you. I need the force. I need to go to town.
Ew.
And I
Yeah,
just
but
can't.
after years.
Oh my god!
After years,
Scott, the Force, like
That's not how the Force
like,
works.
like Yoda.
It's not how the force works.
Like, do you sit there with your hands like up in the air like this, and you just stare at it, and you're like, "Come on."
A gentleman never asks, and a lady never tells.
You just said that you need the Force.
We all do.
I think we are telling right now. So
Did you guys ever pull the stranger,
no.
where you sit on your hand until it goes
I'll be honest
numb
with
and
you.
then try?
One thing I've
Feels
learned,
like a different
one thing
person.
I've learned in the past couple of years, if you get really high and do that, it's almost like The Stranger. It feels way better, so much better.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So,
Play something from the stranger.
What's the stranger? That's a
The
band.
Billy Joel album.
Give me. We only play 80s Joel.
So how this came about, talking about this, because the new Spider-Man trailer
yes.
finally dropped. Marvel finally gave it to us.
I heard that they weren't even going to like put out a trailer. That's what I heard.
Well,
They
F
didn't-
them. I heard somebody actually hacked,
I don't think that's true.
and
I don't believe that. For
But
a
it got
second.
released ahead of time. It
Why
did.
don't you believe that it got hacked?
I don't believe that that's true at all because it would be all publicity thing. Who has better internet defense than Disney? They have all the money
It's
in the
not.
world.
They didn't hack Disney.
China.
They hacked Sony, and Sony already got hacked in the past.
Yeah, and Sony sucks. That's why all the Spider-Man movies aren't.
Yes,
I still don't believe it.
I believe it.
I still don't
think
believe it.
They hacked Sony, and Sony's been hacked how many times? in the
Where is
past?
Sony based out of? This is a stupid
Japan.
question. Sony's based out of
Yeah,
Japan.
it's
I'm
Japanese.
sure there's a
company.
Sony America.
Oh, there is, but their headquarters is.
Yeah, but
Japanese
Sony
company.
is a Japanese
But-
company.
Yes.
Yeah, I know it is, but with
Well, that's
Nintendo,
what-
they have headquarters also in America.
Of
too.
course.
There's Nintendo America.
And
So
Disney
Sony
also
would-
has a company
yes.
in Tokyo.
Yes.
But they're still an American company. Sony has companies in United States, but their parent company is Japanese.
I think my point of like there's a American like Sony headquarters. I think what I mean is like I imagine that Japan Sony doesn't really deal that much with like the American media, like with Spider-Man and stuff like that. I would imagine.
I think
it's
you're
something
wrong.
like that.
You know how much money those comic book movies make?
No,
You know
what
how
I
much
mean is-
money Sony makes from partnering with Disney
Yeah.
and Marvel to get Spider-Man into the MCU? They make absolute crazy amounts. You know how much money Endgame made? Sony got a cut of that because their guy was in
Yeah.
it. That's crazy amounts of money. That's more than any PlayStation would ever make.
Does Sony make PlayStation?
Yes.
So what? So how does Sony make money? PlayStation and Spider-Man.
I think they're making it from their movies. I think they're making it
What?
from their
Name another
movies.
Sony movie. I can't name any movie.
I'm gonna look that up because I don't know if you're right about that. I'm gonna look that up and see. It might be you absolutely could be right, but I don't know.
Well, you could be absolutely right.
Vamp for a second, okay?
Okay,
Continue
He just
talking
told
about
you
So-
he jerks off with his right hand. He's not a liar.
Like, I don't... Like, am I crazy for that? Like, I feel like that's a common... I think you guys are the weirdos.
No,
but
we're not weird.
You're just
We're not kink-shaming
look.
anyone.
Look, your right hand's already strong. Why don't you strengthen up the weakened one? Okay, both my fucking hands are my grip. Don't even talk about my
I'm gonna
grip.
look like John Leguizamo in the Lady in the Water movie. I'm gonna have just one muscle arm and skin it. Oh, that movie sucked.
Lady in the Water. John was
M. Night Shyamalan, Paul Giamatti. Yeah, it was toward the end of.
I love Paul Giamatti.
I love Paul Giamatti.
I
too.
watched that Billions show. It was on Showtime.
Yes.
I enjoyed that one. That was pretty good. Well, no, but so like they were in the middle of the 5th season and they had to stop filming because of COVID, and they're like literally left all the characters like hanging. It's like kind of annoying. Do you guys get that way? Like if you start a show, like you have to finish it. That's why I'm very selective. I'm very selective in the shows that I start because if I start it, then I have to finish it. So it's like Game of Thrones. It's like I want to do it, but I know that if I start it,
You will. With that
I'll
show.
like.
I
My daughter will be like floating around in the swimming pool, and I'll be like, "Oh fuck, I still have 3 more seasons."
I have a
don't
problem when
care.
it comes to TV shows. I can start a TV show and binge watch a bunch of it, but then once I get so far, I I'm not gonna say get bored, but I get sick of watching it, so I stop watching it, and then I end up stop watching for like 6 months, and then go back to watching it again.
No,
It's a weird thing.
I like itch until it's over, especially like if it's a long. But then I'll watch it for like breakfast. I'll watch it at lunch. I'll watch it at dinner, and I'll watch it like while I'm watching my kid. It's just like unhealthy. It's like an addiction. So I have to be very selective.
I'm typically, it depends on the show. You use Game of Thrones as an example. That was a show. I was watching it when it was out, though.
Yeah,
I was watching it when it was out, but it was like I couldn't wait for the next week for the next show to come out. The fact that the whole series is out now, I'd be in trouble because I would just have to like get through it. That's an addicting show. But if it's a show that I try to watch and I don't really care that much about, then no, that's not the case. That's not the case for me, unless it's The Walking Dead.
Yeah, you've been hard.
Fuck that show.
Winifred and I started watching He's All That. It was on Netflix. It was like #1 recommended for you, but it had the dude from Cobra Kai in it. Like,
which dude?
The bad boy guy.
Johnny?
Not the Mexican dude. The
younger kid.
The younger kid, yeah.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the Karate Kid.
So I've been disconnected from the conversation. We're going to bring us back to our Sony and Spider-Man talk here in a second. But I've been disconnected because I've been looking it up, and I can't find one definitive answer because it kind of gets like a mishmash when you're talking about it. But it seems that Sony makes way more money with video games than they do with movies.
Oh, yeah.
Way more money, because I think you forget that nowadays video games are like a multi-$100 billion industry.
Oh, I'm not saying they don't. I'm not saying they don't.
And during the last era of game generation, when it was like the Xbox One and PS4 stomped
PS5.
Microsoft. Well, the last generation, I mean. During the last generation of video games, PS4 stomped Microsoft. Because they had a lot of problems with the Xbox One and everything like that, and things that were going on. And PS4 had like, I don't know if a better system, but it definitely had a better catalog, a lot more.
Is Xbox done? Is Microsoft done with video games?
They just came out with. They both just came out with a new system.
What's the new one?
It's PS5 and like, I don't even know what the Xbox is.
Xbox
They keep changing
weird.
they keep changing their fucking names. They're like Nintendo. They don't just do like Nintendo 1, 2, 3. They always have to come up with a unique name.
Right.
But like, Sony makes way more money from video games than they do with movies. A lot more money.
Well, how much more?
I don't know the exact number, but
lie to us.
Fake news. No, I'm not, there's no doubt in my mind that they make a butt ton off.
No,
of
but
video
what is
games.
Sony's #1 game? Madden? But they don't
No,
make Madden.
no,
EA
because-
Sports
Call of
makes
Duty.
Madden.
No, because
but
because
EA Sports makes
Call of Duty is Activision. Call of Duty is Activision. EA Sports, yeah.
Oh,
and
yeah.
also that's a multi-platform thing. It's not like it's just on PlayStation.
What is just PlayStation then? Because I know Halo is owned by Microsoft.
Yeah, like that's
Halo
the
is
easy.
only
That's
on
the
the-
easy one for that one. It's like right now it's probably like a lot of newer stuff. They're doing a new God of War. I know that they're doing a new
But are
Horizon
those
Zero
Assassin's
Dawn,
Creed?
and they're pretty big games. But
Are those just for them though?
yeah, those ones are just for
You
them.
can't play it on like the PC.
I think you can play it on the PC, yeah, but I think PC is interchangeable. It doesn't matter. Like you can play Halo on the PC also.
But you just said that they make all their money from video games.
They
You
make
didn't-
most
you
of their
didn't- You
money.
didn't list one video game that they made. That's why I'm confused.
System sales. System sales was a big part of it too.
So they
Like
make all
buying-
their money from the system?
They didn't make all their money from it. What I'm saying is they make more from video games than they do from movies.
But how do they make money off their video games if they don't make any fucking video games?
They do
You're
make
saying
video games. I didn't say they didn't make fucking video games.
All right, well, name a video game made by Sony.
I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Spider-Man?
No.
They do make the Spider-Man game.
They
which
do
is very
make they do
popular.
make the Spider-Man game.
But that goes back to my argument. That
Yes.
Spider-Man is their most.
I did name
property.
two: God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, are two
That's
two
Sony?
ones. Yes, it's Sony.
Okay.
Okay, well, I didn't fucking. I'm not trying to.
They're on
argue.
PlayStation.
Whoa.
I mean, I don't know.
You're
if
poking the bear.
I don't
You're
know
in
if
his
I don't know if
wheelhouse
Sony directly developed the game. I don't think they don't. I don't even know if they develop games. Honestly, I think they just make gear and systems. I think they just like make physical
But
stuff.
owning the rights, because technically,
If you want to, I think if you want to make a game for a system, you have to pay for like the rights to make your game.
But
Put your game on
that's
there.
exactly right. Because
Yes.
that goes for the movies too. Disney doesn't make the movies. Fucking Sony doesn't make the movies. Marvel makes those movies. Marvel is the one. Marvel Studios makes those movies. They own those characters. They're just working with Disney and working with Sony on these characters. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the video games.
Yeah, we can't argue with you.
You guys were like not saying anything.
Yeah.
It's the video games too. That
I mean, just like in the movie industry, they're like, movie industry has like different studios and shit like that. Video games is the same thing. There's like a fuck ton of studios out there that make games.
listen to a rapper at the end. How many labels does he list at the end of his track?
Just one.
No, more than one.
Young Money.
Dude, they're on like 6.
Murder on the Beat.
I'm just telling you, like, same thing with when you're watching the start of a movie and like all those beginning things pop up. Hell, half the time there's like 3 of them. I mean, you're watching Star Wars and here comes the Green Lucasfilm, and then there's the Disney Castle, and then there's the J.J. Abrams Bad Robot, and like they get all of them at once. Like, why?
Like there's 10 minutes of just like, hey,
Exactly.
we gotta pay tribute to the people that participated.
Exactly. So it's kind of the same deal, but I'm sure Sony does very well.
Oh, I'm
with
sure
the
they do
Spider-Man
very well.
franchise.
But the trailer, bump the mic. As you said, the trailer just came out.
The trailer did.
Now, I don't know
I loved it.
I don't know how you guys felt about the trailer. You said you loved it.
Loved it.
What did you think about it?
Why
Mike?
was there snow in Doctor Strange's
I'm
house?
sure we're gonna find out
I
in
have
the
theories.
movie. So
Theories.
I don't know. Do you want me to like ask questions because I don't know
Yeah,
what
you
the
can
fuck's
ask
going
questions.
on,
You
or
can
do
ask
you want me to
questions.
like just talk about
I don't
how
think
not
anybody really
hot
knows what's
Spider-Man's
going on.
girlfriend
I don't think that's Doctor Strange.
you and the rest of the internet think that. I know.
It wasn't my idea. You sent me a TikTok that I'm buying into.
Oh
The-
yeah, that was
the big idea is that is not Doctor Strange.
yeah. That's
and I kind of
Mysterio,
agree to that.
right? Isn't that this whole gig?
No, Mysterio's. Well, as far as we know, he's dead.
I think it could be Mysterio.
No, I think it's Mysterio.
There's
That's why I did the wink thing.
There's a lot of
You know,
people.
because that's Jake Gyllenhaal.
There's a lot of people that are still pushing the what's his name, Mephisto.
And you know what? That's a possibility.
Because it's magic oriented and all this other shit. And he's literally doing something. And Mysterio didn't actually have any powers. He created illusions out of technology and projection. So, like, he didn't really have any powers or anything like that. So a lot of people think it's Mephisto. And there's a reason why, like, oh, Doctor Strange didn't show up in WandaVision because he was like kidnapped or he was dealing with some other bullshit. And there's somebody under his like taking on his guise or something like that and fucking things up. Because it's like, why would Doctor Strange, for this teenage kid, pass this all-powerful magical spell that'll make everybody forget he was Spider-Man? Why would he fuck with the universe like that?
I feel like it's very irresponsible of Doctor Strange to do something like that. The Stephen Strange that we know and love from the MCU would have told Peter to go fuck himself.
He would have. I don't think he would have told him to go fuck himself.
In more or less words.
I think he would have tried to tell him, like, look, sit down, let's have a chat. These things happen, but you got to make fucking.
I like the Mephisto theory, but I was pulling the Mephisto theory hard during WandaVision, and it never
I think
happened.
everybody's pulling that theory.
It never happened, so I'm not going to fool me once, but fool me twice.
Who's Jake Gyllenhaal?
Jake
No.
Gyllenhaal's Mysterio.
He's Mysterio.
Who the fuck is Mephisto?
You haven't seen him yet. He's in
a
the
comic book. He's like basically the devil.
Yeah.
But he's this comic
Everybody
book
thought
villain.
he was going to show up in WandaVision because what's her name?
Scarlet Witch fights him in a lot of the he was House of M.
Yeah,
and stuff.
and then what's her name was like played the character was like his fiance or wife or whatever bullshit in the comic books or something like
So
that.
this would be
Agatha Harkness, yeah.
So this would be a new character.
Yes, it would be a brand new character. That they
Because
would
this is
introduce.
based
Okay, well,
off of
who's
One
playing
More Day.
Mephisto? Then you guys go on IMDb and just Google who's playing
You
Mephisto.
think they're going to put that on Internet Movie Database? They barely even released us a teaser trailer. Like, they're not going to put that out there.
I don't think they would.
What if it's Jason Lee?
Here's the other thing.
who do you
Andrew
think it
Garfield
is?
and Tobey Maguire are going to be in this movie. And they're not listed on Internet Movie Database.
Wait,
they're not going to give it away.
They
yet.
are.
Wait, why do you know they're going to be in the movie?
Because they've been talking about it, and they've been talking about
It's
it for a
going
while.
to happen.
But it's not
Especially when Alfred Molina, who exists in the Tobey Maguire universe, is clearly in it.
Yeah.
And you see
Dr.
you see Jamie Foxx's Electro, who exists in the Andrew Garfield. If the villains are getting here to make Sinister Six, by the way, which is going to be cool, they have to have them. I think when Alfred Molina says, "Hello, Peter," I think it's a trick of the camera to them cutting back and showing Tom Holland's. I think he's saying it to Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker.
That would be cool.
That's what I think's happening. I don't think he's saying it to Tom Holland.
Do you think that is which Green Goblin do you think that is?
Norman Osborn?
Do you think it's
Willem Dafoe.
You think it's
You
Willem
think
Dafoe?
Willem Dafoe is going to be in?
Yes, it's Willem Dafoe.
Really?
Yes.
How much money do they have?
But
They
which
just like
universe?
scrape the bottom of the barrel and they're like, all right,
But which
all right,
Willem-
humans who were in previous films.
But
here's
which,
millions
which
of
Willem
dollars.
Dafoe is that?
You wanna hear the six?
Because here's the thing: in Andrew Garfield's universe, Willem Dafoe played the police cop who was Gwen Stacy's father, and he died.
No, he didn't.
It wasn't that him?
No.
I'm like pretty sure that was him.
No, that was
Step your game up, Adam.
Leary, Dennis Leary.
Was that Dennis Leary?
Dennis Leary.
He
In
doesn't
my
even
brain,
believe us.
In my brain,
Willem Dafoe and Dennis Leary are
Yeah.
different people.
Did you watch the Nets? Seriously?
Anyway,
wait, I forgot. He's 32.
Here it is.
He's 32. He doesn't know who Dennis Leary is.
Alfred Molina is going to be Dr. Octopus. Willem Dafoe is going to be Green Goblin.
Bang.
We're going to have Jamie Foxx's Electro.
Book it.
We're going to have Michael Keaton's Vulture.
Oh, I loved him.
And we're going to have Thomas Hayden Church's Sandman.
I don't care.
And...
And littering
Who's the
and
sixth?
Tom
The
Hardy
Rhino? Did you say the
Venom.
Rhino? Did you say the Rhino?
Tom Hardy Venom.
Rhino.
What's wrong
was
with
in-
Venom? Tom Hardy.
Could be Tom Hardy Venom, but
Yeah.
It's not gonna be Tom Hardy Venom.
probably he wasn't.
You don't even know who
Because
Dennis Leary is.
Because the trailer for the new
I could
Venom
be
movie
Dennis-
already came out.
I
and
could be
they- and
Dennis
they're-
Leary, you
They're
wouldn't
gonna be
even
doing
know.
all that shit. The Carnage is doing all that stuff.
What's Carnage gonna do?
Carnage? The new Venom movie with Carnage. You didn't see that?
Why
trailer?
isn't Carnage and Venom in the Spider-Man?
That's what I've been saying for years.
It's the multiverse now, Mike. You watched Loki. You watched what happened.
Did I
it's-
finish Loki? I did finish Loki.
So now you know that the multiverse exists, and that's how all these characters from other universes are going to be together. We talked about this on my birthday party. All of them are going to be there because of Sylvie killing that variant version of Kang the Conqueror.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Which,
Sylvia's hot as fuck.
yes.
I would agree.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, just so we're on the same page.
And Zendaya is hotter than Kirsten Dunst.
Okay.
That's my
Neither
opinion.
one of them wielded a sword and murdered the leader of the universe.
And murdered the guy from Lovecraft Country.
No.
I never
I'm
saw
excited
it.
for it though.
Watch that.
I'm excited for the movie. I can't wait for it. I'll be honest with you. Like the movie was just kind of like a regular Marvel movie until it got to the Green Goblin bomb and then the Doc Ock stuff, and that was the moment where I was like, okay, that made the trailer amazing for me. Just
So who do you
seeing
think the six will be? In the Sinister Six, it's all them plus Rhino. But Rhino was a dumb character in the Andrew Garfield universe.
I didn't see him.
And he's the only one that we got. So, do you bring a new Rhino in? I don't even know who the actor was who played him.
Either do I. I have no idea.
What are you talking about, Rhino?
He's talking about the Sinister
The
Six.
Sinister Six. They are a group of six
villains
villains in the Spider-Man universe that team up. And they were the five I mentioned.
So they're like the X-Men but bad guys in Spider-Man land.
It's like the
Brotherhood of Mutants.
yes. No, it's like in DC. What were the
League of Justice.
League of
Justice League.
No, the Legion of Doom. It's
Legion-
like Legion
oh,
of
oh,
Doom,
yeah,
but
yeah,
in the
yeah.
Spider-Man universe is what it is. Bunch of villains get together and like, we can't take out Spider-Man on our own, so let's get together and take him out.
Do they? Succeed?
You have to tune in and find out for this movie, I guess.
I'm
Did
very
you guys
excited.
see the story about Nirvana that's been going on recently? Did you guys hear
Kurt
about that?
Cobain died.
No, the
not
you
that-
know what I'm talking about, Scott. Don't
drummer.
Yes, I do.
don't play the cutesy
Yes, I do.
individual.
Did you
that's
guys
like,
have the Nevermind album?
No,
Nirvana,
I did not.
Nevermind?
I did not.
I had it
The
too.
one where the baby's floating in there looking for a dollar bill?
Yes.
Yeah, the
That's
naked,
yeah.
the naked baby
The
is
naked
the key
baby.
phrase. We're
No,
gonna
no, no.
use.
You know what's funny about that? Is like people are obsessed. Like, oh, the baby is naked. Here's a fun fact. That baby's head is under fucking water, and they took that picture. That's like fucked. Like that's not like a safe thing to do. Like if you had a 1-year-old, you would not put their head in the water in the pool.
There are insane people that take their 1-year-olds and like, oh, how's it going, sweetheart, and then drop them in a pool so they learn how to be underwater.
Yeah,
there are nutso people that do that.
I
shit.
watched YouTube the other day, and it was like swimming lessons, and this chick like grabbed the kid by the calf and just like tossed in the pool and then jumped in. And
Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's normal. I think
that's not normal.
I think that's the most.
Did you watch
insane
swim
thing I've
lessons
ever
with
heard.
your kids when they were 1 year old?
I didn't because we live here. We wanted to. My cousin who lives in Florida, her kids, they learned to walk, they swam.
Yeah, but did they throw them in the pool like that?
I think they did. I think
That's
they did.
insane. That's insane.
insane.
But they had to have lessons
That's
first.
the craziest.
You had to have lessons first. These kids were little. They couldn't talk.
But-
They just learned to walk, and they swam like that baby.
But what I'm saying
Like-
is the obsession is people are talking about the kid being naked, and my thought is, after becoming an adult, like, dude, the kid's head shouldn't be underwater.
Can a 1-year-old learn to swim? Yes or no?
Yeah,
Yes.
for sure. Yeah.
But
That
should
1-year-old probably knew how to
Should you
swim.
teach a 1-year-old how to learn how to swim by just holding him over the pool and dropping him? Is that how you should teach a 1-year-old how to learn how to
Not
swim?
just that.
Because there are people that do that.
Well, those people
There
are
are.
idiots.
That's
Dude,
what I'm
it's sink or
talking
swim.
about.
Well, think about it in Florida. They have like 9 kids at a time. I mean,
My
if-
cousin has 2, but her argument is they had a pool at their house,
Yeah.
and they live in Florida. There's ponds, there's oceans, there's everything.
Gators,
Like the kids.
golf clubs.
It's very easy for a small child to wander and fall in water.
I agree.
If they fall in water there,
They need to swim.
they'll drown. So they need to be able to learn how to swim. They taught their kids to swim at a very young age. I was personally jealous. I said, man, I wish I would have taught my kids to swim that young. That's awesome. And they were younger than that baby on the cover of the Nirvana Nevermind
Yeah, but your
album.
kids know how to swim.
They do now because they're 5 and 7.
You guys don't know how to swim.
I don't.
I swim, but I swim poorly.
I only dog paddle.
So, but forgetting our disagreement with the baby being underwater, I think it's a normal
What about
thing.
Nirvana? What happened?
What's the controversy with it, Adam?
So the little baby in the cover of the Nevermind album, his name is Spencer Eldon, and he is now roughly in his like 30s, 30
he
years old,
our age?
something like that. No, he might. I think
He's
he's
your age.
actually 30. I think he's actually
okay.
30. I don't know. He is now suing the estate of Kurt Cobain, everybody from the original Nirvana band, and what's her name?
What's her name?
His wife, widow.
Courtney Love.
Courtney Love, yeah. He's suing everybody because
He's suing Dave Grohl?
he's suing everybody. He's suing everybody
because
because
this is how he learned how to swim, or because his dick was on the cover of
because
a
his
million
dick was on the cover of a extremely popular album, and he has been dealing with it his entire life, and it's been affecting him emotionally. Apparently, he has said that it has affected him. You know, even though like he has, you know, come back for like different covers like in the past, like as he got older, to like recreate the cover photo and everything like that. He said that it affected him because everybody knows what his dick looks like as a child. That's what he's irritated
Does
about.
his dick still look like that?
I don't know. Apparently, it does. It must.
No, poor guy.
The official, according to his lawyer, what their official statement was: defendants, the estate of Kurt Cobain and everybody else, knowingly produced, possessed, and advertised commercial child pornography depicting Spencer, the person in question, and they knowingly received value in exchange for doing so. Apparently, they caused permanent harm.
Does the guy need money right now?
I don't know. He's looking if he were to, for everybody he's suing, for how much he's suing them for, if he like made what he was asking for, he would get like $2.25 million. So
It's a drop in a bucket. They should just pay him. Pay him and tell him to shut up.
Are you
How
guys?
many millions of dollars do you think that album made? That album probably makes like
It probably still
five.
makes money.
It probably makes like $5 million a year.
I see 15-year-olds walking around with the Nirvana like X eyes smiley face. I bet they can't name one Nirvana song, but they're buying
Probably
that.
not.
They're buying
I
that
can't-
merch.
I couldn't name a Nirvana song.
Really? You're not a fan?
Oh, wait, hold on. Smells Like Teen Spirit.
That's the one.
There you go.
There you go.
So
So-
that one is that one?
Yeah.
David Grohl is the drummer. Okay,
Yeah, they're-
yeah.
I
I think I could do that one on the guitar. I've done that one on the guitar.
I am not
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Nirvana fan, guys.
I'm not a big Nirvana
I
fan
just
either.
think they're over. I think they're okay. I just think they're
fine.
overrated.
They're fine.
They're very overrated. Everybody
They are.
loves them.
No, you like
Everybody
What
loves
about
them.
Pearl Jam? Pearl Jam's overrated.
I'm not a Pearl Jam fan at all.
I think Pearl Jam is a little overrated too. Little
I'm not
bit.
a Pearl Jam
All right,
fan.
guys, I gotta get out of here.
There's a few songs I like from Pearl Jam, but for the most part,
no,
I'm like,
what? A few songs?
So I made this comment.
I could put on Pearl Jam and listen to them for hours.
good for you.
Nirvana,
I'm
I
happy.
could not.
I'm happy for you.
They're-
Couldn't do
okay,
either one.
Yeah, but they're the same like genre. I mean, you guys don't like that
They're
genre of
grunge.
music. Yeah, but okay, so you don't like that kind of music? But you can't say they're not good. It's like somebody be like, "Oh, I don't like the Beatles because all their
I
songs
say they're not
suck."
good,
But it's
here's
like
the thing,
they're like
here's
a
the- Nobody's
transitional-
nobody at the table saying Nirvana isn't good. They're just a little overrated.
I think they're.
That's exactly what not good means,
you
right?
can be good.
You can be good but not overrated.
You can be good.
You can be
and
good
overrated.
and overrated.
Okay.
As in, like, you've heard it so many fucking times, and everybody jerks off to it all the time about how it is. You're just sick of hearing about it. It's like, it's been how many years? Like, I get it. It's good, but, like, tone it down a little bit, Nirvana fans.
I'm going to be that guy. I think some of their popularity is because Kurt Cobain off.
Oh, it's absolutely 100%.
Had he not off, if he's some, like, crusty old man
it's like
still making music today, they wouldn't
like Eddie Vedder.
It's like they would be like Pearl Jam.
It's
now.
like with artists. And
Pearl Jam, like Eddie Vedder is like good. Like his live shows are good, and if Kurt Cobain was still alive, Eddie Vedder would not have a career.
It's like with artists and painters. Like a lot of artists and painters don't like make a shit ton of money off their paintings until after they die.
Eddie Vedder is a fucking millionaire, and his motherfucker is alive and well, and he's like the same dude as Kurt Cobain.
I'm the dude.
This is my wheelhouse. You can't name a Sony game. I'm gonna tell you that Eddie Vedder is good at singing songs.
I was on the internet. Terrible place to be. Comment section.
Yes.
Comment section.
Did you scroll
and
down?
It was about this story about the kids suing, and I said, yeah, you know, I had that album. I always thought the album cover was a little creepy. I always did. I'm like, oh, it's got a little kid's wiener. But I never thought anything of it. But then I said, you know what? I also think Nirvana is a little bit overrated. Holy shit, the shitstorm that rained down on me for saying this. This one person's like, they're not overrated. Fuck you, you stupid fucking ass. You're not overrated. Then somebody goes, I just looked at your profile. It appears that you're a rap fan anyway. So your opinion doesn't matter. And I said, well, actually, I like all genres of music. I hate to be, classified as a fan of one music over the other. But while we're on the conversation, to quote an actual artist, fuck your bitch and the clip they claim. Now, Tupac. Yeah,
so
that's a true artist. Right
so Spencer Eldon was said, he was quoted as saying, "It'd be nice to have a quarter for every person that has seen my baby penis." He said recently.
I love that quote.
Did you just get that?
Quote.
It took you a second,
He's
didn't
gonna
it?
get that. Well,
A quarter from everyone who's seen his baby dick.
might be $2.5 million.
It might honestly be.
Might be.
He said, recently I've been thinking, what if I wasn't okay with my freaking penis being shown to everybody, but I didn't really have a choice?
He should be mad at his mom. His mom threw him in the fucking pool. It's not like he just waddled into the pool.
You guys are really mad about the pool thing. I'm more mad about the baby dong.
Here's the next paragraph. He said that his feelings about the cover began to change just a few months ago when I was reaching out to Nirvana to see if they wanted to be part of my art show. And apparently they didn't want to be part of his art show, so his feelings about the cover kind of changed after that.
So he called somebody from Nirvana and was like, be in my art show, and they were like, who the fuck are you? He's like, dude, I'm Baby Dick. And they're like, Baby Dick? We don't even know who you are. And he was like, I'm calling a lawyer. And his lawyer was like, oh, this is a payday. So he called Saul. And Saul was like, dude, let me see your... He was like, I need you to undo your pants right now. And I need to know if we have a case. He dropped his trousers, and he's like...
He dropped trowel.
And he was like, oh, fuck.
You still have Baby Dick.
He was like...
I'm curious. Can we revisit this? Because I want to know how this turns out. I hope he gets some money out of this deal.
You do?
He's going to get millions of dollars.
I'm sure he's going to get paid.
I think
but
he's going to win this.
But it's only $2 million.
$2 million's not that much.
$2 million is nothing.
It's not that much.
No. I feel like...
But don't you think it's a little... Don't you feel like it's a little shady, though, where it's like he said...
What if he has like 6 kids and he needs the money for his kids?
That's fine.
Because they all have baby dicks, too.
I feel like Courtney Love, Dave Grohl, Interscope Records, whoever else gets together and be like, all right, we can write this dude a check for $2.5 million to just go away.
Maybe it's a slippery slope, though. What if there's like a whole line of baby dick cover artists that are just like standing behind Better Call Saul, and they write $2 million check?
The Blind Melon B girl's gonna sue.
Oh my god! I bet that chick sued already.
The kid who's on the swing in the corn, he's gonna sue.
All I can say is that my life is really plain. Give me $2 million,
I said
fucker.
the kids in the Pearl Jam wall video that get turned into hamburger meat, they're gonna sue. I'm telling you, it's a slippery slope now.
His lawyer said Mr. Eldon is asking for Nirvana to do what Nirvana should have done 30 years ago and redact the image of his genitalia from the album cover.
It's too late. Everybody owns that.
I know, exactly. It's on the internet. Once it's on the internet, there's nothing you can do about it.
No coming back now.
Yeah.
We've seen his baby dick. I mean, any future album sold can have a little redacted baby penis.
But like one of those like black bars over it, you know?
Yeah, censored with big white words. Yeah.
But he was swimming after a dollar bill. It was a huge metaphor there, guys.
I know, it's a huge metaphor.
I mean, aside from like this,
Or was it a small metaphor? Hey-oh.
maybe that's why he's suing. No, because what was it, $100 bill or a $1 bill?
There's a $1 bill.
Yeah. So there's a baby drowning for a white baby drowning for a $1
That's
bill.
capitalism, right?
So that's what the whole.
That's capitalism.
And
That's it is.
what was the name of the?
Never mind.
Never mind.
Yeah.
So I feel like his dick is not even a thing. It's like there's a small child drowning for $1. That's like the whole reason that they used it. It's way more metaphoric than his fucking Tiny Johnson. If I was a judge, I'd be like, listen here, baby dick. I used to listen to that show while I was getting laid in my 30s. Now that I'm 60, I don't give a fuck about you. I don't give a fuck about anybody else you know. Here's a dollar bill that you were obviously chasing. Like, literally, like, I mean, did you guys see the juxtaposition between him
Now-
suing for more money when he was swimming after $1?
If you had
Does it
a
make
judge,
sense?
Yes.
If you had a judge with your mentality, it would be hilarious if that judge awarded him the $1 bill that he was swimming after.
See,
that would be funny, and then that judge would get disbarred.
Right, it would be absolutely
anyway,
would it be funny or would it be a little too
it would be
ironic?
ironic. Yes,
It would be ironic.
It would be sweet irony.
His lawyer said they were trying to create a controversy because controversy sells. The point was not just to create a menacing image, but to cross the line, and they did so in a way that exposed Spencer so that they could profit off of it.
I remember, was it the Rage Against the Machine album, The Nuns with Guns?
No, I thought they had a burning monk on the
Burning Monk made us something.
the burning monk
Who
on
did the Nuns with Guns? That was the one I'm thinking of. It was like the Catholic Church was all pissed off, and
I thought that was The Town with Ben Affleck. Remember they dressed up like nuns?
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
robbed
but-
banks.
there was an album cover. I want to say it was Rage Against the Machine, but I could be wrong. At any rate, the Catholic Church was all pissed off about it, and it only just allowed them to like sell more albums. It's kind of funny. But Rage Against the Machine is unique because they're like very political music.
Who's their guitar player who's like awesome?
Tom Morello,
Yeah, he's rad.
yeah, he's pretty good.
Didn't he have? He's like, was he in Velvet Revolver?
No, that was Slash. And
Tom Morello did
Scott
what?
Weiland from Stone Temple Pilots.
Tom Morello made a new band. What was that called?
Oh, I don't remember.
It's gonna piss me off. I gotta figure it out.
Anyway, I digress.
Do you know whose opinion I want to know about this story, though?
Watkins.
Yeah, absolutely, because he is a hardcore,
Why don't you
like,
FaceTime him.
100%.
You should FaceTime him right now.
Watkins, he's listening to this. Let us know what you think about the Nirvana Nevermind album cover Baby Dick controversy.
Yeah.
He's gonna side with the music industry.
He's going to side with Nirvana. Is what
He's gonna side with Nirvana, but that's okay.
No, but how much money did he get originally? Does it say? He
he-
had to have gotten paid.
He didn't get paid for it. His parents got paid $200 for the picture.
$200.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because, like, apparently apparently they were auditioning a bunch of babies. So
Did you ever see the Adam Sandler movie? The Adam Sandler movie, Airheads. Where they're starting a band and they like take over the
radio station. I never saw it, but
and then the cops come and they're like, we want a record executive here right now to sign us. They send a guy up and he's like, hey, I'm from whatever records. Like, you're sure you're not a cop? He's like, no. He's like, all right, Van Halen or Van Hagar? He's like, well, Sammy Hagar, get out of here! You're a fucking cop. It's pretty good.
I never. That was Adam Sandler and who else?
Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser and,
And
there's a third
who's
guy.
coming back, by the way.
I'm happy about that.
I'm very excited about
did
this.
Did you see how, like, he broke down or something like that and
Yeah,
cried
somebody-
because
Somebody did like a cameo with him. Like they paid him money for him to do something,
Yeah.
and they were just like telling him. It looked like it was on a FaceTime or a
Yeah, it was like on Zoom or something like that.
And they were like, listen, no, everybody's rooting, which is true. Like everybody's rooting for this dude. We all loved him, and he just like broke down and cried right there. And I was like, oh, that's so heartwarming.
It is this heartwarming thing because I do like Brendan Fraser, and I haven't seen him in like I'll be honest, in a long time. For me, I knew he's on the Doom Patrol show, but like other than that, like I haven't seen him do anything.
The
in a long
Mummy
time.
Returns. That was my
Dude,
favorite.
the original Mummy movie is so good.
Yeah.
I only like any of the other Mummy movies because of Brendan Fraser. It's the
Yeah.
only reason why I can watch any of those other ones, and they're not good.
The first Mummy movie is good.
Quality fucking movie.
The first
rest
Mummy
ones
movie, it was like Indiana Jones, but with
The only thing
alone.
that doesn't make sense in the original Mummy movie is after they find out that Imhotep doesn't like cats, why don't they just have cats on them all the time?
Right?
Literally, he scared him away with a cat, and then he let that pussy go.
Hey, Benny, you're on the wrong side of the river. That movie's good.
It is. Quality fucking movie. Love it.
The book of death brings life. The book of life brings death. Never. It's too far.
So what we doing now?
I think.
Yeah,
well,
what do
here's
your
the
notes,
thing.
what do
We're
your
not-
notes say we're supposed to do next?
Normally, we would talk about a show like Loki or Bad Batch.
We
but
do
don't
have to do the
anything
final
like that.
episode of Bad
I
Batch.
haven't even watched it yet. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't watch it. Yeah,
Fuck Bad Batch. It
Scott,
just
Scott,
sucks.
it's not my birthday week. I live a busy life.
What'd you do for your birthday, Scott?
It.
You get a little.
We went to the brewery and played trivia. It was Pokemon trivia. Adam
was.
killed it. I don't know.
Charizard was that answer?
It was
they were
not
hard.
one answer. They were extremely difficult and yeah, too niche for me.
Pat said that he was like, the only way to be good at this trivia is to be an expert at the topic for the
It
week.
really is.
And I was like, Pat, do you go to trivia every Wednesday and not let us know? That's kind of how I felt.
No, he told me. He's like, I've gone a couple of times. I mean, he lives a block away.
Yeah, a block away, right?
He did walk there.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just he's got friends from the college that are there, so I understand it. But
The way they do it trivia now, it's this is the first time I've been there since they started the new trivia.
us
It's
too.
one topic, and there's 25 questions split up in 5 different rounds.
That sounds so fucking annoying.
I'll be honest with you, I kind of prefer the other way they used to do it, where
I
they
do
had
too.
15 questions each. There are 5 questions for 3 different.
Yeah, because if you don't
topics.
know dick about Pokemon, why wouldn't you just leave?
It was a lot of
the
fucking
good news
questions.
is they let you know like what the other ones are going to be. So if you're like, oh shit,
Yeah,
I
they
don't
haven't
know-
planned out like a month or 2 ahead of time.
Like I don't know anything about Absolute C++, so I'm not gonna go. But I fucking know everything about Nirvana and their music, so I'm gonna go to that
Absolute C++ would be the most niche
Well,
topic they ever
one.
did.
That book's right there.
I know,
so-
I know,
Okay.
I know. Super niche. But anyway, normally we would talk about like a show, but we're not like really watching anything right now. So I think we should go into Coercive Cinema because I
All
feel like we're going to talk a lot about Coercive Cinema. At least I have a lot of fucking shit to say about my movie.
I have a lot to say about your movie because something happened. Okay,
I didn't watch the movies.
let's go.
It's fine. You tried to watch one of them, mine, but
Yeah.
that's a rough fucking
Okay,
watch.
who's going first?
To remind everybody, first of all, you know what we talked about. You had me watch the movie Hotel Rwanda, and I had you watch the new slasher flick Freaky
Yes.
on HBO Max.
Slasher.
Yes. I think I went first last time, so I think it's your turn to go first.
Okay, so you made me watch that movie Freaky
Starring Vince Vaughn.
with Vince Vaughn.
Love Vince Vaughn.
It was really like Friday the 13th meets Freaky Friday.
It was.
It was a
Yes.
this movie should have been called Friday, but no,
There is a movie called Friday.
There is a
It's
movie
a very good movie called Friday.
it's called Friday. Yes, I want more Friday, but anyway,
I heard they might be doing another one.
I hope so.
I
At
don't
any
know.
rate,
Could be rumors, I don't know.
it started out very bland. It started out like any other slasher film you've ever seen, and then
Hey,
when
Mike, you okay? He's okay.
when something we're drinking a lot of rum. We're drinking a lot of rum. Let him go take a piss. He hasn't seen the movies.
Where's
anyway.
the rum gone?
So basically, there's a killer, and he's your
Standard,
quintessential.
yeah.
He escaped from the loony bin, and now he's murdering people in a small town. And it happens to be the week of homecoming for the high school. And he's killing high school kids.
Yeah.
And he breaks into this one rich people's house. And, of course, there's kids there, and they're fucking each other, and they're just causing... And he kills them all. But it happens to be, like, the girl's house it was. Her dad was, like, a collector of antiquities, I suppose.
Oh, yeah.
Acquirer of... And
Artifacts and things like that.
And he had this, like, really awesome-looking Mayan sacrificial knife. And the killer, who's played by Vince Vaughn, by the way, sees it and decides to take it. So he steals it and he takes it. And then, what's the girl's name?
I'll look up the IMDb.
She was in a Netflix show I watched. Like, so I know
I should have the
IMDb
IMDb pulled up. My bad.
Yeah, she's very pretty. I've seen her in things. She's a very good actor.
She's very good in this movie.
She's very good in this
Catherine
movie.
Newton.
So she's the main character.
Catherine Newton.
Catherine Newton.
Is her
What's
name?
her character? Millie?
Millie.
Okay, so Millie's the main character, and her life kind of sucks. She's, like, not cool in school.
She's like your stereotypical dorky girl, but she, like, as movies tend to be, she actually is a pretty girl, but she's very dorky and stuff like that. And
the movie is very stereotypical up to this point. And she's got the two good, only two friends in the whole school. And the one friend is a minority, and the other friend is LGBTQA+.
Yeah.
That, like, it's
your classic sassy white gay guy.
It's so... And her sister's a cop, and her mom's a drunk because her dad died a year ago. It's just, her life kind of sucks.
She's like a senior or something like that.
So her mom gets drunk and leaves her at the football game, and she's the last one there.
She's a mask. She plays the mascot. She's
the mascot. Yeah, that was just a funny little part they added in there.
Yeah.
So Vince Vaughn shows up, and he's chasing her around the stadium, getting ready to kill her, and there's a whole scene where he tackles her on the 50-yard line, of course, and he takes this dagger and plunges it into her.
Right into her shoulder, right here.
He misses
right
her heart and hits her shoulder, and all of a sudden, there's crazy magic, Mayan magic.
There's a cut that forms on his shoulder in the exact
He gets
spot
the same cut.
where he stabs her.
And they get Freaky Friday'd.
Yeah.
They switch places, so now this high school girl is in Vince Vaughn's body, and Vince Vaughn, who is a serial killer slasher, is in this girl's body. So Vince Vaughn really hasn't said a word up until this point.
No, he doesn't have a lot of lines.
Killing people, and then this happens, and he's hilarious.
Yes, I think Vince Vaughn really kind of made this movie because he plays a very, very cool, scary slasher villain, but at the same time, on the he spins on a dime. He just plays this teenage girl who's really awkward and stuff like that. He's like, oh my god, I have a dick and stuff like that. And
it
all
was
this other shit.
It was like Travolta and Nicolas Cage in Face Off, how halfway through the movie they literally switch parts.
Yes.
And the good guy was now the bad guy, and the bad guy is now the good guy. That's kind of what happens here. And the girl is now killing people in the school, and they have to stop her. And it gets funny. I think the comedy is what makes it. The slasher part of it is just everything we've seen.
The slasher part of it
Cringe.
was funny, like the way it was in The Babysitter. I felt when I was watching it, because The Babysitter was also kind of a slasher, kind of demonic comedy.
Yeah.
But it had a lot of killing, but the killing was almost comedic in itself.
You must love horror comedy.
I be honest.
Idle Hands, is that your favorite movie of all time?
I do like Idle Hands.
I like that.
Jessica Alba in that movie.
Dude, when I was coming in of age and she was in that Halloween outfit, I was like,
dude, I follow her on TikTok.
That
She's
angel costume,
still good. She is.
Still
fine.
She's gonna be one of those ones who's gonna be 60 and she looks like she's 30.
Big fan, JA.
Yeah.
Did you
Anyway,
hear Jessica Alba? She quit acting because people were mad. Because she was too hot. She had to quit. Did you hear this?
That's a quality problem.
she was too hot.
No, she said she was getting mad because all of her parts were you don't look as hot when you cry, or you don't look as hot when you act this way. And she's like, all right, well, I just look hot. Anyway,
I feel like in the world we live in, who gives a shit? But
I don't know about all that. She looks hot no matter what she does. But at any rate,
no, because she was in the Marvel universe. Remember,
she was in the Fantastic Four. Yes.
Yeah, she was in
before the MCU. Yeah,
before.
Yeah,
it was in
Sue,
Steve Rogers.
She was Storm.
Yeah, when Steve Rogers was
Captain
flaming.
America.
No, the flamer guy.
Yeah, he was Johnny Storm,
her brother.
Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was the same actor.
Yes.
Chris Evans.
Yeah.
Yes.
My point is, Chris Evans became Captain America, and she quit fucking acting. That's my point.
Well, yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, me too. She's hot. Me too.
At any rate, back to Freaky. I thought it was there was parts that made me laugh out loud, which is something I like to do.
I enjoyed the fact that a lot of the killings that the killer did when he was in her body almost seemed justified because they were all fucking douchebags.
That's every horror movie.
But they were all douchebags. Like
douchebag teacher,
that's
the
not,
douchebag girl.
But that's not every horror movie. There's so many fucking horror movies out there where you see this killer kill somebody and you're like, that was a good fucking person. I feel bad about that. Like this one, every single killer was like they were all douchebags. The one was like this dude that was hitting on her after she turned all hot because the killer was in her body, and he like did the whole classic put her up in a ponytail and all of a sudden she became hot kind of nonsense, and like led her after this party towards the end of the movie to like his two other like football friends, and he was like, "You got 3 holes, I'm gonna fuck them." Basically, that's what he said, and he like, "Oh, you're gonna do that? All right," and then he cuts him up.
In what order? No, don't tell. Yeah, so I Scooby-Doo'd the shit out of this part. When the teacher was really mean to her, when the girl was being a bitch to her, when that football player was bullying her, I'm like, well, they're dead.
Yes.
Like, they're making us hate these characters, and they died awesome, righteous deaths. The teacher who got chopped in half by the shop saw.
Yeah.
And what was the thing that the girl froze in?
It was like so.
What school has a thing that does that?
There's this thing I've only ever heard about it in like working out, where sometimes people do this thing where they like work out really hard and they enter this like basically like a cooler.
A cryogenic chamber is what it was.
Brings their temperature down really low so their body burns a lot of fat to try to stay warm, and they get out and they work out again. It's something stupid like that.
Yeah, when I played football, they put us in the ice tubs.
You'd have to be like a rich school to have this kind of thing because it went down to like 32 below.
Yeah, and she froze like a popsicle.
Yeah, and it was great though because she was an asshole.
She was a bitch and she needed to die. Hell yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell. But yeah, I just like, what is that contraption, and why is that at a high school, and why is it so dangerous, and where are the teachers? So, but it was a movie. I know.
How many teachers died?
One. It was
just
the,
one.
It was the
Shop.
dude, the shop dude. He was a fucking prick.
He was a little handsy.
No, I don't think he wasn't handsy, but he was just an asshole.
Yeah.
Like an absolute prick. I thought he was going to be handsy, but he wasn't.
The football player was handsy, and he got a meat hook through the eye.
Yeah.
Which was pretty fucking awesome.
It was great stuff.
Yeah. But I liked it. It was fun. You've given me now both babysitter movies. You've given me Dale and Tucker, and you've given me
Tucker
this.
Evil Dead.
You like
I enjoy
horror
a
comedy.
good horror comedy.
Yeah,
a good
there's
one
nothing
of
wrong
those.
with that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Like Scream is too serious. Give me like something like this.
I like the Scream movies.
But you saw Idle Hands.
I love Idle Hands.
Yeah.
And you saw Idle Hands.
Yeah. Horror comedy. It's great.
So you can't put that on Coercive Cinema.
No, we've seen it.
Unfortunately.
Because you both seen it.
Yeah. Funny story about Idle Hands. Do you guys remember Eagle Video when Giant Eagle had movies?
Yes,
to rent?
I never rented from there ever.
Oh, I did.
Ever.
And I rented the VHS of Idle Hands, and I lost it.
Oh no!
I had to buy it. I had to pay for it, and then like a whole year later, I found it like under the seat of my mom's van. We already paid for it. So to this day, in my mother's basement, where I keep my old VHS collection, I have an Eagle video case of Idle Hands. Book it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Because I remember watching movies in your mom's van.
Yeah.
That's what this story makes me think about. How you
It was
would
that
like
van. It was that exact van.
you would like put VHSs in the van, and I was like, dude, we're watching movies in a van. We live like 6 miles apart. It's not like we can watch the whole thing.
My family was never rich enough to have a movie thing in our car. Sorry. I don't know what you privileged people
Are you
grew
shaming
up
me?
with.
Are you
I don't
like-
know what you.
Should I be mad? Listen, I used to be poor.
I don't know what you 1%ers
I
do
used
in
to
your,
be poor
in
as
your
shit.
spare time.
And then my mom married my stepdad who was rich. It's not my fault. I'll fucking take it.
Yeah, I rode around in Scott's van a lot.
Yeah, we
like
used
the-
to be
feel
poor.
like
Now
that's
we're
it.
rich. Being rich is so much better.
Anybody who ever says, "Oh, money doesn't create happiness," shut the fuck up.
Do you have any idea
Be
how
poor
hard,
for a year, and then see what you say.
how hard it is to frown on a jet ski? That's what Jack says. They said money can't buy happiness. Did you ever see anybody frown on
Who
a
said
jet
that?
ski?
Who says that?
Frown on a jet ski.
Jack saw that on a movie. He
Yeah, it
says
was
all
a
the time.
stand-up special. I was gonna say that's not an original joke by Jack. So.
All right, well, take it easy, Adam. All right, we're not asking you to quote any
Well,
more.
I'll tell you
I'm just
what.
saying he stole that. I'm just wanting
If
you
you
to
score
know.
No, he said that he got it from a movie.
If you
He just-
score one bucket on me, I'll donate $10,000 to the charity of your choice. What charity are you paying for? He's like, I'm paying for the Aaron Carter needs a jet ski charity. Remember when Aaron Carter did that song? That's how I beat Shaq.
Yes.
No.
And then years later, Shaq came back. He said, I've won a lot. I've lost a lot. But there's one loss that's never sat well with me. It's when I lost to a 12-year-old boy. And he was playing it up. He's like, and I've wanted a rematch ever since. So they did a rematch, and Shaq just fucking owned him. He said, you score one bucket on me, I'll donate $10,000 to your charity.
Just don't ask him.
And
Just
then
don't ask
he
him to
made
free
it?
throw.
Never made one. It was great. It was before like a basketball playoff game. I thought it was hilarious. All right, so that's Freaky.
So you enjoyed it.
I did.
I'm glad I gave you a movie that you enjoyed because we're gonna get really fucking depressing right now. We're talking
Well,
about this one.
I like the movie, even though it makes me cry, and it's true story.
Hotel Rwanda.
Hotel Rwanda,
Starring Don Cheadle.
who's a fabulous actor. I
Great.
love
He was
him.
great. He was great in this movie.
He was he nominated for this role?
He might have been. He might have been. I will say this. This might be the saddest fucking movie I've ever watched in my life.
Wow.
It
Have you
honestly-
seen The Land Before Time? Because
That-
if you haven't,
if-
you're getting a Coercive Cinema.
Listen, that is the saddest movie for many reasons, especially if you know the backstory of a lot of things that happened. Like, do you
The
know?
actress who played Ducky?
Yes, you know
She was
about that.
murdered by her father?
Yeah, it was a little girl, and she was murdered in like a murder-suicide thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the saddest fucking
I
thing
thought we
over
were
here.
having so much fun. I went
We
to the
were,
bathroom,
and
I
then-
came back, I was
and-
drinking rum. Now you guys want to talk about murder?
Mike, get up on the mic. Nobody can hear you.
Okay. I was just talking about how much fun we were having.
Yeah,
We
we were
heard
having
you,
fun,
we
and then
Why are we having-
You blame Scott for this. He gave me Hotel Rwanda.
All right.
Let's just-
Hotel Rwanda.
Okay, yeah, it was great. Let's talk about something else.
So Hotel Rwanda is about in the early to mid 90s in an African nation where a rebellion happens because there's two different groups of Africans that live in this country, the Hutu and the Tutsi. And the Hutu view the Tutsi as, quoting from the movie, cockroaches. There's a big rivalry between them. I don't know the entire history, but it has something to do with Belgium invading or something like
So
that.
I think originally they were two separate tribes.
Yes.
But it was when the Belgium occupied the nation.
Yeah.
They kind of said, okay, we're going to segregate these tribes, and they treated the Hutu like the servant class,
And the Tutsi were like elites.
Yes, right.
Yes, they were. Yeah,
But
and
when they were separate tribes, they weren't that way. They were equals.
Yeah.
And everything was fine.
Well, now
until the white people came.
Now the Hutu are basically in control of the country, and
There's
there's
more of them, yes.
And there's a Tutsi rebellion going on, and everything is getting all tense, and things are happening, and then all of a sudden, what happens is the Tutsi decide to massacre and genocide
Other way
the
around.
The
Hutu.
The Hutu
Yeah.
decide to commit a genocide and try to massacre
Yes.
all the Tutsi. And it's all about this one person played by Don Cheadle. His name is Paul, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce the last name because I don't remember
yeah,
it. It's
Paul.
an African name, and I'm not even going to try. He is basically...
Rusa Binga.
Yeah,
Yes,
Mr. Binga.
yes. And he is basically
He's the
the
manager.
assistant manager of this hotel. There's like a head owner is a white guy, obviously,
right.
and he's like right underneath him. And the white guy leaves to go check on something else, so he puts him in charge. And so
It's like a 5-star hotel.
It is. It's like rich people go there. It's a bunch
Right.
of white people that are there.
They come
that
there to
are
do like
tourism,
but-
political nonsense, and diplomatic
no,
shit.
they do what's it called? Safaris.
Yes,
They
that
come for
yeah,
safaris.
yeah, that kind of stuff. And so this rebellion happens, and Paul's, who's played by Don Cheadle again, his wife is a Tutsi,
Mm-hmm.
and they have Tutsi neighbors, and this whole thing happens. And when this thing like kicks off, like his neighbors are getting slaughtered by machetes, and he's got like some of his other neighbors hiding out at his house, and he has to basically, like, as an assistant manager to like this 5-star hotel, he knows diplomats, he knows generals, he knows
people.
very important people, and he's able to basically convince this Hutu general, like, bangs on his house in the morning, and which was also very sad. This part, like, bangs on his morning, is basically like herding out all the people in his house, and he has to like bribe the general to like not kill these people.
Right.
Like, he has to give him money, but like, not, don't kill these people. Like, let's go to the hotel. Let's pile everybody in my van. Let me go in there and get the money out of the safe. You keep them out here in case they don't come back, so you can machete them, and I'll give you money and I'll pay for all these people's lives. And that's what he has to do to save these people.
Right.
And he takes them all to the hotel, and he's basically like running this hotel. And as this events are going on, there's the UN is there, and there's not that many. It's like, what, 300 total fucking troops from the UN that's in this country, like, doing stuff.
And
there's
the
like
United Nations,
refugees coming in, like running down the driveway and stuff like that. And like, he eventually has to like hide these people, and he has to like treat them as if like they're renting it, because if they find that the Hutu military finds out that he's harboring Tutsi, they're going to massacre the entire hotel. So it's this insane fucking story.
And countries that are in the United Nations, volunteer soldiers, volunteer troops
Yes.
of the UN. So the UN forces there were made up of Americans, Canadians, Belgium, French, Italian, Turkish. Like, they were like UN soldiers
Yes.
from all over the place, you know?
Yeah.
And they were outnumbered so bad.
And this movie doesn't skimp on the violence either. You see, there's a moment, like, there's this one character in this movie where Paul has to go to, who is a black arms dealer in, like, but he's like working with like the Hutu military and stuff, like, he's like higher up. He has to go there and basically like portray himself as if he's like a Hutu supporter, and he's supporting this stuff so that he can buy a beer and food and shit like that. And he like sends him down this highway. He's like, take the river road because, you know, that's clear right now. And they go and they hit this, like, they're like bumping around. And he's like, stop the car because, you know, you're going to drive us into the river. And he gets out and he falls down, and the fog clears, and you just see hundreds and hundreds of bodies of men, women, and children all along the road. And he sent them that way so he could see, like, look, don't fucking support these people because this is going to happen to you and your family. And
right. It was a message.
At one point, he has to tell his wife that, listen, while I'm gone, if they invade the hotel, you take our kids up to the roof and you wait as long as you can. And if there looks like they're about to take you, you jump off the roof because you don't want to have them get killed by a machete. Mm-hmm. That is a conversation that fucking happens in this movie between a man and his wife. We were texting about it a little bit earlier, and I'll be honest with you, I cried about 3 times in this movie.
Mike, you said you started watching it, you cried and turned it off and didn't finish.
Yeah, it's the saddest fucking movie in the world. It's a very sad movie. Because and it wasn't even anything specific that happened. It was just at a certain point, the emotion got to me, and I just teared up a little bit and cried a little bit and then I like got past. It's like, okay, let's finish this movie, and I started watching the movie again. Like 45 minutes later, like everything piles up. And it's like, this is the saddest fucking movie in the world. And the thing about this is, it brings the show down a little bit talking about this movie, but I think this movie is kind of an important movie that I think everybody should watch today, because there's something going on in this country, and we don't usually talk about politics. We try to have fun and steer clear of that shit.
Please don't pull the string.
But there's this thing going on in this country where I'm pulling the string, Mike. There's a thing going on in the country where everybody's protesting and preaching about freedom and their rights, and how they're being oppressed because they have to put a linen cover over their face, a mask on their face. People in this country that are protesting about that don't understand what real oppression is. That's not real fucking oppression. Watch this movie. That's real fucking oppression. Yeah. What's going on in Afghanistan right now? That's real fucking oppression.
I want to interject here because I picked this movie just because I like it, and I knew it was very sad.
It's a fantastic movie.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It is very
well
sad.
done.
You guys are both 100% right. It's very sad. It's a depressing film, but it's so well done. And Don Cheadle does such a great job. I picked it for that reason. I had no idea that there was current events going on revolving around this movie. Paul, the actor, Paul, the character from
the person
this film,
who the movie's based on,
the real life guy. How the movie ends is the Tutsi rebels win.
Push back the
they
Hutu.
Push, and you see that kind of at the end.
And
of
he
it.
pushes them back
They
to the
push
Congo.
The Hutu back. People are tried, and people are committed war crimes of genocide, and the Tutsi take control. And Paul is considered a hero. He leaves Rwanda. He actually lives in Belgium for a little bit.
He saves almost 1,000 lives during this event.
He lives in Belgium, and then his family moves to the United States. He lives in Houston, Texas. He's an American citizen, and he is a motivational speaker because he's so famous now because of this movie. He travels around not just the country, the world, and does motivational speaking, and he's just a really great guy. Well, things happen in Rwanda. You took driver's ed class where they teach you, when you overcompensate, when your car starts going off the road and you turn the wheel back too far the other way and it goes the other way. What the Hutu did was genocide. It was terrible, no question about it.
Yes.
Paul fought against that even though he was a Hutu. Now the Tutsi are in control. And the leader is a complete dictator of the Tutsi. He has gone too far the other way. He has outlawed opposing political parties. There's only allowed to be one political party. And it's like freedom is stripped. It's one of those countries that there's no freedom. There's no freedom. Like, it's bad. So Paul, being the kind of person he is, he's not taking sides. He's saying, hey, the Hutu were wrong what they did. There's no question about that. But what you're doing now is wrong. So he's speaking out against this government. And people he saved who were Tutsi saying, you're a traitor now. He's like, no, I'm going to call this out when I see it, no matter who does it. Like, he's doing the right thing.
Yes.
He started his own political party, but it's from the United States. There can't be another political party against the Rwandan government because it's outlawed. But he can start an opposing political party outside of the country, which he has done. And he has... I don't want to use the word radicalized, but there's some people still in Rwanda are seeing what he's doing, and it's a movement that has started. So he was doing a speaking engagement, and he was flying from Texas, where he's a citizen.
Yes.
He has a United States passport. He was flying to Dubai to do a speaking engagement. His plane got rerouted to Rwanda, where he was arrested, and he's thrown in jail in Rwanda and being tried for treason.
Yeah, they
you read about this?
They're accused. You sent me
Yes,
you sent the
crazy.
article,
This
and I read a
happened
little
in
bit.
August.
They're accusing him of like aiding rebels and like terrorism and things like that. That's
There
what
was
they're
a
accusing
bombing
him
in
of.
Rwanda that the people who are supporting his movement did, and they're blaming him for it. He's saying, I had nothing to do with that. I'm just fighting against your government. If they did, they carried it out in our name. I had nothing, but they don't care. That's what dictators
It's going on
do.
now. It's insane. It's
So
really insane.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
This guy's a fucking hero, and he's doing the right thing.
He's a literal hero. Like it's insane. Like he didn't like in this movie. Assuming the portrayal is accurate to the story, he doesn't want to be a hero. He's a guy that just wants to save his family and keep them safe. And he's almost like forced to be a hero because what's he gonna do? Like the UN isn't doing anything. The UN is pulling their fucking troops
Right.
out. Like he has spent his whole life like sucking up to these rich white people and saying and believing their lies that he's one of them and stuff like that, and that they will back him up and everything like that. And they don't have to, the only backup he gets is that one general in the UN, or the colonel. Is he Colonel General? I can't remember. The one dude in the UN who's leading forces, and then his other person who is in France or Germany or something like that. It's like the people that own the hotel company.
Okay,
that
I was thinking about it. It was Nick Nolte who played
Yeah,
him.
yeah. They own the hotel company, and this is one of the saddest fucking parts of the movie. Is Paul knows that the Hutu are there. The Hutu militia are fucking there,
Outside the gates,
looking like searching people. They're pulling people out of the hotel, and he's on the phone with the dude. He's like, "They're gonna kill us all because I have Tutsi, and I want to thank you for like believing in me, but." There's nothing I can do. We're all gonna die. And instead of the rich white dude being like, dude, I'm sorry, man. I wish there's something we could do. He's like, Paul, hold on for a second. And he makes like a bunch of phone calls, and he's like got like influence in like the French government, who is like supplying weapons to the Hutu. And apparently he uses his sources to be like, hey, if you like do anything to this hotel, we're gonna stop supporting you. So you better tell them to stop doing all this shit. And it's one of those kind of things, and it allows Paul to save all these fucking people from being massacred on the front yard of the fucking 5-star hotel. It's amazing. I think everybody should watch this, but you got to be in the right mind state, I think, to watch
You
this.
do, and stay tuned to following what's going to happen with him. Like, he's an American citizen. President Biden should do something.
I'll follow the Nirvana story if you follow the Hotel Rwanda story.
For real. Oh, and speaking of the politics thing, people, you think about it, where was the United States when this genocide was happening?
Exactly.
And I remember when this happened in the 90s, President Clinton, there was Bosnia, Kosovo, and Somalia, which all happened, and he sent troops to all of them. You saw Black Hawk Down, right?
Yes.
You saw what happened. You saw what happened in Somalia, right?
Yeah.
He didn't want that to happen again in Rwanda, so he just didn't do a damn thing. And look what happens when he doesn't do anything. So it goes back to what President Biden's doing in Afghanistan right now. You're damned if you do, but you're also damned if you don't.
I was talking about that with my mom earlier.
Yeah.
Like, we were talking about it, and everybody's like trying to pick sides, and politics are all starting where it's like, oh, you know, if Trump was in office, this wouldn't happen, and Biden sucks and everything like that. It doesn't matter what the president was, whether it's Trump, Biden, whatever.
Yeah.
The decision that was made in Afghanistan is not. There's no good decision. There's no right answer.
We never should have been there in the first place.
I don't know how you feel about it. My personal opinion, I think we probably should have kept fucking troops there. Like I think we need not for the government, for the people, because we have involved ourselves for decades in that country. At this point, it's almost our responsibility. At this point,
see, I disagree with that. You're entitled to your opinion, but I think we needed to bring all the troops out, and I think the people should have also been evacuated. Now, that's kind of what we're doing.
You can't, but
we're evacuating the people. We've got 100,000 people out of that country. Like, the people who want to come out should be able to come.
For the record, the population of Afghanistan is similar to the population of California. That's a fact.
Okay.
So if you're trying to worry about how many people there are, it would be like evacuating California.
You wouldn't take everybody. You would just take the people who
we're not talking about the government. Fuck the political officials who allowed this shit to happen. Fuck the higher ups. Fuck those people. Fuck the Taliban. We're talking about like the men, women, and children. They're just regular fucking people that are at the borders, like reaching their hands through the gate, screaming because they don't want to fucking get their head chopped off. Like,
no, I agree, but I'm just saying for the audience who maybe can't find Afghanistan on a map, I'm just letting them know like how many people are in Afghanistan. It would literally be like the state of California trying to evacuate.
And that's also like why it's a tough situation. So anybody who's all those fucking social media warriors that are posting about how Biden sucks because of this, shut the fuck up. It doesn't matter who the president was. It's a no-win scenario. It's a no-win scenario. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Yeah, but Biden did say he bears zero responsibility, which I thought was pretty fucking stupid.
Here's a fun fact.
He could have said something a little different.
Moral of the story is don't go to war with Afghanistan.
Yeah, they talked about it in Rambo too.
Yeah, don't go to war with Afghanistan because they used to be part of the Persian Empire, and then they were the Ottoman Empire. And then so if you go all the way back, Alexander the Great in Mesopotamia tried to take Afghanistan. He lost. The Roman Empire, Caesar tried to take it. He lost. Attila the Hun tried to take it. Lost. Genghis Khan and the Mongols lost. British Empire lost. Napoleon and the French Empire lost. Soviet Union, they lost. United States of America, they lost.
Oh wait, so what you're saying is
don't go to Afghanistan.
So what you're saying is you don't take any shit. That was on John Oliver. That was on John Oliver last week.
Actually, that might have been who I actually got that stats from.
Yeah, that's exactly where you got all the stats. Okay. I just watched it this morning.
It is from John Oliver.
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, because he quotes. Even in Princess Bride, he says, "Only furthermore,
a land war in Asia."
Yeah, don't get involved in a land war in Asia.
Never go in with Sicilia when death is on the line, and never get involved with a land war in Asia.
No, but the biggest issue with Afghanistan is that they were allowing terrorists to live there, so that's why we invaded.
Why are they terrorists?
Because they committed crimes against the United States.
Why did they commit crimes against the United States?
Well,
did they hate our freedom?
No, but Afghanistan, I mean, like the Taliban is known for committing terrorism worldwide, not just in the United States.
But is the Taliban Afghanistan? That's the. It is now, but like, was the Taliban Afghanistan?
I know the answer to this.
Yes.
In the 1980s, we were involved in Reagan was president. We were involved in the Cold War.
Now we're going to deal with Charlie Wilson's war quotes.
The Cold War.
Cold War. You guys know about the Cold War?
I've heard of it.
Yeah. So the Cold
Thank
War.
you, Charlie Wilson. Let's go.
So we were involved with the Cold War. The Soviet Union, which had a lot of the stands at the time, but they didn't have Afghanistan. Afghanistan has a bunch of poppy fields, which are making heroin, lots of money. They have a lot of minerals in their ground. So the Soviet Union said, fuck it, we're going to go in there, we're going to take that shit. We said no. So we gave, we didn't fight because it was how the Cold War works. We gave the elite fighting force called the Mujahideen. We gave them all kinds of weapons to fight the Soviets.
Who was led by
Adam?
Osama
bin Laden was the general, yes. We gave them a whole bunch of weapons. They fought the Soviets. Guess what they did? I read it. They won. Everything's great. They're our buddies.
Charlie Wilson's war.
They're our buddies. Then there was this other dictator, bad guy. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. His name was Saddam Hussein. He was the leader of this country called Iraq. And Iraq had a bitch ton of oil. And he was, at the time, Middle East is where you got their oil. Now we're kind of oil independent now. But back then, they were exporting oil like crazy. There was this little tiny country right next to them called Kuwait. Kuwait had even more oil. And they barely had a military. So Hussein goes, all right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take this country. Because back when we were part of the Persian and Ottoman Empire, they were part of us. They're my lost province. So he uses, like, chemical weapons on the people, kills women and children. He takes Kuwait. The next country over from Kuwait is this country, I don't know if you guys are, called Saudi Arabia. It has even more oil than both of them combined. And the king of Saudi Arabia is our buddy. And he's like, oh, shit. We're going to get fucked. He's going to come for us next. So George H.W. Bush was president at the time. He goes, oh, but come on, buddy. I will help you. I will send the world's fiercest military, the United States military, to help you, to beat this guy. Osama bin Laden, who was a general in Afghanistan, says, no. Don't let those infidels come in here. Because if they come in here, they will never leave. Let my Mujahideen, who have never lost a war, let us come in and we'll fight for you. If you were the king of Saudi Arabia, who would you choose?
The United States.
The United States. That's who he chose. We went in for the first Gulf War. Osama was right. We didn't leave. We stayed. We beat them back, but we didn't leave. That pissed them off, caused 9/11, and caused the Taliban to take control. Then we went in there. They fought us with their weapons. And it's just a fucking domino effect.
It is.
If we never, ever would have gotten involved in the first place, if we would have let them handle their own business, this wouldn't be a fucking issue. But we wanted the oil. And we wanted the minerals. And we wanted everything. We wanted the imperialism. We didn't want the Soviets there. So there's your lesson for the day, but that's why the Taliban are the way they are. They didn't just wake up one day and said, I'm going to fucking kill everybody. No, they have a reason for being the way they are. Now,
Okay,
they suck.
Okay, so why is the
They
Taliban killing their own people?
Because their people, who are they killing? They're killing the people who were with the United States because we did to them. We went in and we were in their lands. The Taliban is the far right fringe wing of Islam. That's what they are. They're the far right. That it's like saying if the Westboro Baptist Church, they're Christians all, right? Westboro Baptist Church is Christians. But what if they controlled our government? They would make women not have jobs. They would kill homosexuals. That's what the Taliban does. We have that here in this country. Thank God they don't have power. But that's what happens when they get power. Taliban sucks, no question about it.
Okay.
But
yeah, but they're still murdering their.
They're murdering their own people.
Okay,
yeah. So why they murder their own people?
I've heard that argument many times when it comes to these kind of situations where it's like, okay, these people suck, but like, why are they murdering their own people? It happens in African countries. Oh, these African people are murdering their own people. It happens in Middle Eastern countries. People argue, oh, why are they murdering their own people? It's like, it seems like that argument only applies when it comes to non-white people. Because when it comes to like white people murdering other white people, nobody asks, why are these white people murdering these white people? It's just like, oh, that's just, people suck. But like, if you're saying like the Taliban, why is the Taliban murdering their own people? They're not murdering their own people because these people aren't Taliban. Right. They're not Taliban. There's a difference between
killing Afghanis.
There's
who
a
were on the
difference
United States
between
side.
there's race and cultural and political orientation. There's a difference between those two things. They're not murdering their own people because these people are not Taliban. Just like when it comes to a lot of these African companies, it's not African countries. It's not black people, or why are black people murdering other black people? They're not murdering other people that are with them. They're murdering other people that are not part of whatever cult or organization or terrorist group that they're a part of. So I think, because I hear that argument a lot.
You're right.
And I'm like, that argument makes no sense because
The Taliban aren't killing other Taliban members. No. They're killing people they disagree with.
If we go to war with Russia, nobody's going to ask, why are they murdering their own people? Because they're not our people. They're Russia. They're Russian. Like, they're white people. That's it. Yeah.
So Hotel Rwanda is a pretty fucked up movie, but I think I think it's a good movie.
It is, and it is, like we've been talking about, it is crazy how comparative it is to what's going on in the world today. Because there's something
that was an accident
similar going on, like I said, with Afghanistan. It's kind of a little similar, kind of what's going on over there to what's going on in this movie. So,
all right,
let's be done with that.
Let's be done with it.
Let's be done. We've said our piece. Let's talk about next Coercive Cinema, Scott.
Okay,
Scott, I picked for you a movie, and I'm going to pull up to make sure that I got the name right. I just watched this recently. Actually.
The Great Bikini Off-Road Adventure.
No, we can't actually talk about that on air. That is
it's on Prime.
I've never even heard of it.
Never.
No, is it porno?
It's not porno.
I thought you were making a joke. That's why I was like alluding to porn. So
it's not porn.
Okay,
I'll send you a link.
Sure. Send me a link.
It's like
to my private email.
Not porn, but not porn.
So it's porn.
It's not. No, it's not porn.
So it's porn. Then can I jerk off to it with my lefty hand?
Adam, I don't doubt there's anything I could tell you to watch that you would draw.
You're probably
that's why you were crying. You jerked off 3 times in Rwanda, didn't you?
Rwanda. Did you guys hear that Wyclef song at the end? It was pretty fucking fire. Okay, anyway.
Scott, I'm going to give you the movie, Amazon Prime.
Yep.
The Courier.
The Courier.
Starring Benedict Cumberbatch.
Okay. Never saw it.
I actually liked it a lot. Okay. I watched it recently, and I want you to watch because I want to hear what you have to say about
Mike,
it.
Mike, are you going to watch him? You going to watch him with us? No, he's not.
No.
Okay, all right, fine.
All right.
I'm going to give you, and actually, Mike helped me on this one.
Oh, did he?
I've been compiling a list of movies that I've seen that I like.
It's a lot more difficult for me to come up with a movie because this dude watches everything.
I watch
everything. I play a lot of video games. This dude watches
a lot of
everything, so it's harder for me to come up with something
I enjoy movies.
for him to watch.
So I have a list. And
you and your list.
A list of movies that I like that Adam hasn't seen that I think, oh, I'll use this. So I showed that list to Mike D here, and I said, pick one from this list for me to make Adam watch. And he looked through it and he goes, there's a couple good choices in here, but I think this one would be the most fun to talk about. And
did he say?
No, I agree with him.
Did he say there's a couple good choices in here?
There was.
He did. Okay. He said that.
There were only the list was really long, but there's like 3 ones. There's only 3 that I thought were decent.
That's a few, not a couple, but okay.
Okay. Anyway, you're gonna get the movie. You're gonna get the '80s movie Risky Business, starring Tom Cruise. It's on HBO Max.
You never saw it? You never heard of it?
No,
You've heard of it.
Why would I? I've heard of it, obviously, yeah, but like, why would I watch it?
You're gonna watch Risky. It's good. It's good. It's porno.
Can I softball to it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
break out the fucking lotion, boys. Let's go.
No,
we didn't say you could enjoy yourself. No.
There is some adult content in the film, but beyond that, it's actually a good movie. Like, I like it. So, Risky Business, man.
Hold on. There's a quote from Risky Business. I'm gonna Google it real quick.
Nobody can hear you because you're not on the mic. So.
Yeah,
It is a
no,
quote
I'm
from
gonna-
Risky Business. There's a lot of quotes from that movie.
I'm building douchebags. Give me a second while
Whose
I find
beeping is going off?
That's my beeping.
not
You
me.
can't hear me. It's not on the mic. Relax. I'm finding you a quote. It's gonna be funny.
I hope it is going to be funny because the wait is great. Mike is searching for a quote right now, and he is having a hard time googling.
This
on
is
his-
dead
on
air.
His, on his, I'm talking though. It's not dead
Okay,
air.
it's
He's
dead
on his
air.
iPhone. That apparently
He doesn't
Apple. It's an iPhone, Scott. Isn't
you
it
don't
not?
have the
yeah.
iPhone.
Here it is.
I'm
I
not
found-
part
I
of it.
found
There
it.
it is. Okay, found it. All right. Yeah. There we go.
The
What's the quote?
suspense.
Sometimes
it's
you gotta say,
Killing me.
"What the fuck?"
That was it. That was what we were waiting for.
And when you watch it, you'll be like,
Now the
"Wow, Mike really ruined the fucking
Now
movie."
the question is, the audience has to answer: was it worth the wait? Scott, is this a fun movie? Am I going to enjoy myself? While
Yeah.
I watch
You know
this?
what? Do you like
Yes.
that old time rock and roll?
Dude, he showed me the list. On his list was like the worst fucking movie ever made, and I was like, maybe I should pick that one. Just because,
Is it?
And I was
is
like,
it-
no, I don't
no.
wanna do
My
that.
question when I say is it fun, is this something I'm going to enjoy?
I think so.
Why would you?
It's
enjoy it?
early Tom Cruise. He's very young. Is this his first film?
I'm
No,
not like-
Legend
I'm
was
not-
his first
I'm
film.
not like a big Tom
Fucking
Cruise, but I'm not a
legend.
big Tom Cruise guy, so that doesn't sell me.
Oh my god, it's like 70 minutes long, dude.
Is it?
And there's boobs.
It's short. It's an 80s movie.
It's 80s.
Yeah, but
Do
we,
you
but
love me?
we talked about this
Do
with
you
Wolf of
love
Wall
me?
Street. Like the fact there's boobs in it doesn't like draw me to the movie because I can just look it up
Wolf
later
of Wall
on.
Street's got a lot of quotes, and
He
Scott-
told me.
Scott hates billionaire people.
I
Scott
hate-
hates people who make money, and he's like confused when they make.
I
too much
hate
of
people
it.
who make money off the
Billionaires-
backs of other people.
Mike, we're not going to get into this, but I've said it many times before in this podcast. I'm going to say it again.
Billionaires should not exist.
In a world where, or at least in a country where we have literal people living on the streets eating garbage,
Name a billionaire.
a billionaire should not
Name
exist.
one billionaire.
Born in 1964, Jeffrey Bezos.
Okay, what does Jeff Bezos do?
Nothing now, apparently. He just goes up in
All right,
space.
what is Jeff Bezos known for?
Amazon.
Okay,
Amazon, yeah.
Do you guys have Amazon accounts?
I do.
Dude.
All right, well then shut the fuck up.
I only have Amazon account because I'm poor and I can't not refuse a
But
deal.
he was already rich. Like, it's not something that...
Yeah, that's another thing. Like the whole point is like it's not like he started out with nothing as like a
Okay,
as like
wait,
a poor
okay.
as like a poor programmer
Elon
that,
Musk,
that put
Mark Zuckerberg, the Warren Buffett,
Here's the-
Bill
here's the thing.
Gates.
When we say
they were
we-
already rich people.
when we
They
say
just
we
got more
hate rich people, it's more like we hate the people that are who didn't like go to school and then like work themselves through school and then make the millions. They went to their daddy and they were like, "Can I have like a loan for $6 million so I can start this company?" And that's how they made their
And they
billions.
say, "Here you go, my special boy."
And then when that fails, they're like, "Hey, can I have another $5 million because my company's going under?" Like, yeah, here you go. Keep your company afloat.
Adam could.
They didn't work for their money. They got.
Whoa,
Yes.
wait, you said okay.
Adam could have come up with the idea
Do
for
we have
Amazon.
Do we have time for this?
We have all the fucking time. It's our fucking show.
I can do whatever I want. Who gives
People
a
can
shit?
bite my bag if they don't
You
like
pissed?
it.
What do you care?
People can bite my bag. Oh my god.
I feel like
When's
you
the last time you got your bag bit? For real.
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting.
People can bite my bag if they don't. Okay, no, but seriously.
That's why I have to go right hand only, guys.
Okay, look,
I'm doing
look.
shit like
If I
that.
gave you $6 million, do you think you could make $190 billion out of it? Get your calculator out. Do 190 billion divided by 6 million,
I'm not going.
and
to.
you're gonna hit that ROI of like a bazillion. You're not gonna do that.
But nobody's special for taking $6 million and then.
6 million to 190 billion, you are special. That's what I'm trying to explain.
No. Because they
No.
didn't. Because they
What
didn't
do
do
you
it.
mean
Because
no?
they didn't do it on their own. It's not like they built the
Well,
company. It's not like they were in the garage of their house, like working
So-
on
so
stuff,
you-
and they
There
built
are
themselves.
people
Okay,
who have done that.
There
I
are
respect
people that
them.
are do that.
Okay,
and
so
they
you
respect
like
them.
so
I
you
respect the hell out of Sam Walton. Sam Walton, who came up with fucking Walmart.
Yes.
I respect the hell
came
out
up
of
with a building that sells other people's stuff. You respect that.
what he did was innovative, being that he's very old. He's been dead a long time. It's
Right.
his grandkids and his great grandkids that are running the company, and I can't fucking stand them because they were born with a silver spoon in their mouth. But anyway, Sam Walton, when he developed this company, it was the five and dime stores. It was the local stores where you walked in and there was a counter. and you put your note on the counter. And they were like, oh, you need blue jeans. Oh, you need horse feed. Let me go run to the back and get them. That's how stores were way back in the day.
Okay.
He was the one that says, let's let the people come in and get their own shit off the let's have the counters, let's have the aisles stocked that way. And then guess what? They're going to see other things. They're going to say, oh, I didn't know I needed that. The impulse buy. The impulse buy. He was a genius for coming up with that. I respect the hell out of him. Problem is, it's his kids and his grandkids and his great-grandkids that were born with billions of dollars that are now treating their employees like shit. I don't like them. But Sam, who started it, was a brilliant man who came up with a good idea.
If you own a company like Amazon is today, every one of your employees should love working for you. The problem is there are many plethora of stories where people that are working in like the warehouses and stuff like that will come out of it and they will say,
I need ice too.
This might be the worst fucking place to work because you can't take a piss break without your manager timing you on a stopwatch. Be like, get back to the line, get back to the line. There are people that come out of the job saying, you know what? Yeah, they're paying me like $12 an hour, but like it is the most stressful fucking working environment because I can't even take a piss without being timed. And they have fucking robots going around their fucking facility delivering shit. Like it's insane. If you have as much money as Jeff Bezos and your company is worth that much, this is the reason why I fucking hate Disney. I hate the way Disney during the pandemic, for as much money as they made, they didn't pay their fucking employees anything during when the shutdown happened. They let their employees say, you know what, we got to lay off employees, but you know what? Have fun, guys. We'll see if we open back up. And that's what they did. For as much money as Disney makes, they could have the higher ups, the executives, the people that make millions and millions and millions of dollars every year could have taken a pay cut for that period and said, you know, we're going to take our pay and we're going to give it to the employees that work for us so that they could be taken care of. They didn't do that shit, and that's why I hate Disney. Amazon is the same way. There are executives that make millions and millions of dollars every year, and
do they make millions and millions and millions of dollars?
I bet you
executives?
The executives?
Millions? Yes.
How much do you think the CEO of Walmart makes a year?
Millions?
CEO of Walmart. Is their last name Walton?
No.
I don't know who the CEO is.
I don't know either. I don't know.
Right, well,
but anyway,
that's my point.
Yes,
that's what. If you
no, they make millions, but how many millions do you think they make? How many
if
millions do you think they
have
make?
more than $1 million in your bank account, you can take a pay cut for
We're
a
not
year.
talking about having millions. We're talking about making millions. If you're somebody who has $1 million in your bank, I'm not going to care. If you're making $1 million a year, hey, that's even great. But if you make $60 million a year, you know what? Even that's okay. It's the billion that bothers me. It really is the billion.
Nobody makes $1 billion in a year.
No, but they have the billions.
But
How
I know
many
what you're saying.
hundreds and thousands of millions of dollars?
My whole point is there's a problem. There's a problem when you have.
Around. Give me a break.
Yes.
Give me a break on
Where's the
numbers.
rum gone? Where's the rum gone?
100,000 million. Wait. Okay. Anyway. All right.
I mean, 100 billion.
I'm just saying, and I don't know how you solve this problem.
$100 billion. Oh, that's a made-up number.
No, but my point is, you guys don't like billionaires, but
We don't like them.
But you buy their stuff. That's what I'm saying.
Because
I
that's
have
our society. We live in a capitalist.
Because
you want to handle this?
No, here's why. Here's why I have an Amazon account. Here's why I buy Amazon because
it's awesome.
Because I don't make enough money where I can afford to go to the third. I would love to go to like a third party individual who makes their shit out of their house or out of their own individual mom and pop business. The problem is they charge more and Amazon is able to charge less. I love it and hate it at the same time. I'm forced because I don't make enough money that I have to shop that way because it is the best bang for my buck. And yet there's nothing wrong with that. There really isn't nothing wrong with the best bang for your buck. The problem is, my opinion is, if you... I'm not even going to say world, I'm going to say country. If you exist in a country where there are billionaires who have like 3 yachts and 4 different homes across the country, and you also have people that are forced to live on the street and eat literal garbage out of cans, there's a problem with the system, and maybe it's the fact that there's a wealth distribution problem. That's what I'm going to say.
Jeff Bezos just went to space for 20 minutes.
And
he could have
not only did he do that,
not only
did he do that, he also flexed it and said, "Thank you guys for shopping at Amazon so that I can go to space." Fuck you, dude. Seriously.
Yeah, but you guys still have your Amazon accounts.
What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to sacrifice for him being an asshole? It's the system. We want to bring the system down.
Well,
my individual life choices shouldn't make
bear
a
in mind,
difference.
I don't hate Jeff Bezos for this necessarily. I hate the system that allowed him to do that. That's my problem.
I want global warming to end too, Mike. Does that mean I should just bike everywhere and not drive my
Scott,
car?
I see why you're opening the other rum bottle because this one's empty.
Yes, I'm opening it up. So if I sell my car tomorrow and ride my bike everywhere, that's going to be a burden on me, an inconvenience on me. Meanwhile, these corporations, these multi-billion-dollar corporations, Chevron, Exxon, they're still going to be pumping pollution into the world. So why should I sacrifice myself when my small little contribution isn't going to do a world of good when these big fucking places aren't doing anything about it? Does that make sense?
I mean,
So you're saying
there's an element in this where it's like, I want to be the most ideal person I can be about this, and there should be almost like a humanity law or something like, I don't want to say law,
Humanity law.
but like
humanitarian.
like humanitarian law where it's like, and it shouldn't be a law because I don't know if anybody can regulate this or anything like that. But the idea is like if you
Pop.
if you're somebody who if you're
That's the
somebody,
one.
if you're somebody who right now owns 2 homes plus a vacation home on a lake somewhere, and you have like more than 1 car per person,
Jesus Christ, dude!
You looked at me like you wanted more.
I looked at you like you're fucking.
you did look
trying
like
to
you're
kill
like,
me.
is that all you're gonna pour in there? Pour more. They fill up to the brim, bitch.
Did you get that look too?
I did too. That's what I thought it was gonna be.
Okay, just so you guys are aware, this is the look of death.
Dude, it's
This is the look of I would like more. I would like more,
I have to
please.
study that. I'm sorry I didn't catch
I'll
that.
study for the midterms. I'm sorry.
If one of you so much as thinks the word parlay, I'll have your guts forgotten.
I don't know.
No,
There is a wealth inequality in this country.
Okay, shut the fuck up. You don't like Microsoft people, but you own Microsoft stuff. You don't like Amazon, but you have Amazon accounts.
Because what am I supposed to do?
You don't like Walmart, but you shop at Walmart.
Mike, I'm studying to be a computer programmer. I cannot not have a Microsoft or Apple product. I have to fucking
Don't
have
hate
it.
the player.
You didn't say
hate
that
the
you.
game.
You didn't say that you hated Steve Jobs, though. You guys sound like you like.
He's dead.
Well, I know he's dead, but I'm saying it sounds like you guys didn't dislike him.
I don't.
We can't chop his head off if he's already dead.
And you know what? I
Well,
honestly
we could.
don't have a problem with Steve Jobs. I think if Steve Jobs was alive, the Apple company would be a lot better than it is now.
Who's in charge of Apple right now?
His name
What's his
Steve
fucking
too?
name? No, it's shit. You're an Apple people. You should know this.
If you said his name, I'd know it. He's
Tim Cook.
Tim Cook.
There it is. Thank you.
Tim Cook. Yeah, that fucking guy.
Okay, Tim Cook. How much money does Tim Cook have, you think?
He's got $1 billion.
Here's
he
what I want to
doesn't.
ask you, Mike. So, Mike, this is what I want to ask you, okay? And this is something I want to ask people like this.
I bet Tim Cook's a billionaire.
So
He currently is
we have ideas. We have ideas where it's like there's
1.5 billion.
Okay, he's a
we
billionaire.
we have ideas where it's like there's a wealth inequality in this country. There's problems in this country, this and everything
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
People on your end of the spectrum say you're wrong. How else do you want it to be? Well, here's my problem. What's your solution to the problem then? What's your solution to the problem?
The solution to I don't think there is a problem.
I knew he
that's
was going to say that.
that's a pro- I mean, I guess that's a I don't think that
How
there
is there not a solution to the wealth inequality that occurs in this country? How is there not?
But the problem is
What's the problem?
I'll try to explain this as simply as I can.
Oh, I'm
because-
sorry, we're simpletons here.
No.
I'm
because-
sorry, but my one bedroom.
can't explain it
I'm
to a-
joking with you. I'm joking with you. Relax.
If you can't explain it to a third grader, then you can't explain it. I think that was Stephen Hawking who said that, or Albert Einstein. Anyway,
All right.
A smart person
Okay,
said that.
okay. Well, since you guys graduated high school, this should make
Right.
a whole lot of sense. The problem is all of the money that has been printed over the last 20 years, and it's causing what the Fed refers to as asset inflation.
inflation. I was waiting for that word.
No. But it's not regular inflation. There's a difference between regular inflation and
right.
asset inflation.
Yes.
Asset
You're right.
inflation is basically saying like, oh, these stocks are really, really high, or like, oh, my 401k is like really, really high. And the problem is that it's like kind of like not real. So like these people who have like billions of dollars, and you guys are like vilifying them for like having billions of dollars. They're not like Scrooge McDuck with like a whole bunch of $1 bills in like their back closet.
And the money bin. They kind of are.
Let me ask you,
No,
are they living in like a modest 3-bedroom house that lives on like Main Street?
You know what? They could even have a mansion, Adam. I don't care if they have a mansion.
But here's my point. Their money isn't real, George. The money is tied into this like
Mike, though.
Global. But
here's the thing. I understand.
Okay.
I understand what you're
I
saying.
get it.
I hate to interrupt you. I understand what you're saying.
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're
so,
saying.
Like, when I say Jeff Bezos has $190 billion,
that's what he's worth. That's not what he has in his bank account.
Right, but what he has in his bank account, we'll say, is maybe, I don't know, what, 10 billion, maybe.
You're saying that like. I have like
no, but
I have like $2,000.
No,
maybe
it's a percentage. You say he's got 200 billion, right? But he has 10 billion in the bank account, right? So that's 5% of his entire net worth is actually like totally liquid.
But you're a math guy. You understand the difference between 1 million and 1 billion,
Yes.
right? You understand the difference between
Can
that.
you fathom how much a billion
when
actually
you
is?
say something like, you know, he's worth like 200 billion, but he only has like 10 billion in his bank account.
It should have a billion.
Because I understand the difference between 1 million and a billion, that means like, okay, that's just as bad in my opinion.
No, but I think,
as far as I'm concerned, the rest of the like 180 billion dollars doesn't matter because it's magical money.
No, but what I'm trying to, I guess, explain is that it's like he has access to this amount of money.
And when I'm making my argument, it is with the knowledge that he has access to $10 billion fucking dollars.
So that makes you mad that he has $10 billion.
Yes,
because again, to go back to my original.
Why does it make you mad?
To go back to my original argument,
because there's human beings.
To go back to my original argument, if you're in a country,
right,
not world, if you're in a country where somebody has access to $10 billion, and there's another person who is living on the street in a cardboard box who is literally eating out of a garbage can. And never mind the people that are drug addicts and the people that want to live on the street, the people that just like had a bad year and they lost their home and they exist in that property. Then there's something wrong with the system in your country.
No, but you're saying that
buy them a house.
You can literally buy them.
Okay. So you want him to give more money away.
I want him to be a multi-millionaire, not a billionaire.
Yes.
So you want everybody who has access to billions of dollars
to help people.
Because here's the thing.
Is that hard to understand?
Because Mike,
no, but they do. How much money do you think Jeff Bezos?
He should not have $10 billion. You're not
homelessness tomorrow.
He could literally cure homeless in this country tomorrow. Because here's the thing.
Still be a billionaire.
If he has $10 billion and he gives away all his money to where he has $500 million, guess what? The dude could still afford 3 yachts and 4 mansions.
No, but here's the problem, though. Even if he gave every homeless person $1 million, that would not cure homelessness. I think that's the disconnect that you guys are not understanding.
Because there's some people who would want to be homeless.
Well, it's not that they want to be homeless. It's just like homelessness is a problem.
Are you saying because you're flooding? Are you saying because you're flooding more money into the world and it's devaluing the dollar or something like that? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm not even saying. Okay, let's just say that there's 3 alcoholics in a room and they're all drinking rum.
Yes.
Okay, and you give them all rum. You give them all rum, right? You give them all a bottle of rum.
Yes.
Okay, but they're going to drink the rum.
Right.
Okay, and then you give them another bottle of rum. They're going to drink more rum.
Well, don't give them rum. Give them a house. Here's the parable. Hey, wait, stop for a second.
No.
I want to hear the rest of his analogy for a second. I want to hear the rest of his example because I think I have a response to this. So I want to hear the rest of it.
No, but I'm trying to explain it in a way that, like, you're saying that, like, oh, well, these guys have so much money they could cure world hunger.
Yes.
But that's not possible because world hunger. The problem of world hunger is not because they don't have enough money.
I'm not talking about world hunger. I'm talking about the countrywide hunger
in the
United States.
The United States hunger problem is not there's no monetary solution that would solve that. The same with alcoholism. There's no monetary solution that would solve that.
But no. Alcoholics are alcoholics because they feel like they need to be alcoholics. Nobody's starving because they feel like I need to be starving. That's the thing.
No, but the people who are starving and the people who are living on the streets have mental health issues.
Not
Everyone?
all of them. Not all of
Everyone?
them. Not all of them. That is
You
bullshit.
think every person who's starving
That
on the
is
street
insane bullshit.
has a mental health issue?
That is insane. You've been lied to kind of bullshit.
One, you can't say for sure that an entire group of people all fall into one category. So
That's what you just
obviously, I'm not going to say that.
But
what I'm going to say is that the majority of folks who are living in homelessness, living as homeless people, a majority of them have mental health
if
issues.
Jeff Bezos can help
Where did you
one...
get this statistic from?
Google
Sounds like the most insane thing I've ever heard.
Let's just okay, go
Google
with
it.
me. Go with me here. Let's just say he's right.
Okay.
He admits that that's not everybody. If Jeff Bezos could help one fucking kid who doesn't have mental health issues...
But Jeff Bezos donates billions of dollars a year to charity. True or
not
false?
enough. He can
So
do
he should
more.
donate $10 billion.
He should donate billions of dollars.
That's what I
to
said.
charity.
That's what I said. Billions. I
Yes.
said. How much money does Jeff Bezos donate to charity a year?
Not enough. He needs to donate. If he gets $999 million, $999, we'll give him a trophy that says
It is
"Congratulations,
estimated.
you win capitalism."
It is
Here-
estimated
okay.
that 20 to 25% of homeless people are mentally ill.
Okay, and then what about the other 75%?
It doesn't
They
say.
should be
It
helped
doesn't
by
say.
Jeff Bezos.
What you didn't mention the rest of it when you said the majority. You didn't mention the minority of them. So why the fuck do I have to mention the rest of them?
He just looked up numbers.
I looked up literally.
I'm just
what is the
asking-
percentage
I'm just-
of mentally ill people that are homeless and mentally ill? It says
But why
20 to
can't
25%.
billions of dollars help mentally ill people?
Exactly. That too.
It still can help mentally ill
Mike,
people.
here's-
Right?
what you're
But
not-
you guys
Look,
are
here's
not.
what
You guys are not understanding.
You're not
Is that no?
understanding this.
Like no. Look. Okay, you find a homeless person and you give them money. What are they going to do? You think they're not going to be homeless in a year?
Okay.
Think about all the
can I
people
call
who win the
time out?
lottery.
I wanted to say this before, and I got interrupted.
Here
We're
we go.
Christians. We went to Catholic school. You know
Right.
the parable? Give a man a fish, he eats for a day.
Teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. Yeah.
Here's what I say about that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But if you're teaching a man to fish after you've already fed him a fish and he's not starving, it's a lot easier for him to fucking learn how to fish.
Right.
So we should fucking take care of these people and then set them up with a system that succeeds.
We're not saying that they should be cutting checks to all homeless people. That's not what anybody's saying. Nobody's saying
That's kind of exactly
Nobody's
what you
saying
said, and
they
I will,
need to be
I will
pumping-
re-listen to this episode.
It is-
and I will record it on my
I
phone,
don't
and
think
I'll
you
send
ever
it to
said
you.
cutting checks.
I never said cutting checks once.
That's-
I said
no.
what they need to be doing is they
No,
need
really
what I
don't
said
think
was
so.
they need to be helping the people, and by helping the people, they can
There's a lot of
they
things.
can
Yeah.
themselves open up charitable foundations and then buy up all this. There's tons of property in cities that are abandoned. Buy up this property, and you have the money to buy up property, tear down an entire building, and rebuild a new building so that it is a home for homeless people where they can not only go there,
Our fans are biting our backs.
really are they?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, I was gonna say where they can get a bowl of soup and they can maybe have a bed to sleep in, and they can be taught, okay, we went down to the fucking thrift store and we got a bunch of these suits, and we'll give you a suit, we'll clean you up, we got barbers here, we can get your hair cut, and then we can help set you up with a job and things like that so that you can make a living and be able to afford your own shit. That's what we're talking about. Nobody's saying cut them all a check for $1 million and then my job is done. No, set up facilities where homeless people can go to, where they can
Infrastructure.
Yes,
Yeah.
infrastructure.
Yeah, so the government.
That's what we're talking about.
Here's a fun stat. I think I said this on the show before. Michael Bloomberg, also a billionaire.
Yeah.
He ran for president.
What was that woman's name who destroyed him? What was that chick's name? Do you guys remember that debate? What was her name?
Kamala Harris?
No. The taller, principal-looking woman.
Marianne Williamson?
No, she's tall, skinny. She ran for fucking president. What the fuck's her name?
Kristen Gillibrand?
She was on SNL.
Um,
Tall, skinny.
Minnesota. What's her name?
Minnesota.
What's her name?
I have no idea.
She's a senator from Minnesota.
Not Klobuchar.
Yeah, Klobuchar.
No, not. You don't even remember her fucking.
Okay,
name.
what are you gonna say, Scott?
Okay.
What's your point?
Michael Bloomberg's billionaire.
Yes.
Yeah.
He ran for president for 2 weeks. He spent the amount of money he spent to run 2 weeks for president, and he got dead fucking last. He could have given every American a check for $1 million. for what he spent on his 2-week failed presidential campaign. Let that sink in. $1 million. Now, I'm not saying we cut checks to everybody because what you're saying, yes.
What you're saying is correct, Mike. You can't cut checks to everybody and expect
But
everybody.
he could have.
We're talking, yes.
Statistically, he could have.
He could.
What would you do with $1 million right now?
I would pay off all my fucking debts, pay off all my family debts,
would you do
and then
if
put
you had
myself
$1
through
million?
school is what I would do. So I'd have to fucking work through it.
Like, there's so many people could do with just, here's $1 million.
You could get
Hit
people...
the reset button on the video game you're losing.
You're basically hitting the reset button on your life and starting from scratch is what you're doing.
Like, if you fuck up beyond this, that's on you. But here you go. What a great place to start. I'll take it.
But but nobody's saying we're going to do that, Mike.
No,
nobody's saying we should do that. I'm just saying there should
real
be
quick
more
though,
opportunity.
okay, you don't have $1 million worth of debt, but if somebody gave you $1 million, you said you pay off all your debt.
I paid off my debt and my family's debt, my grandmother's,
And
my mother's.
Okay. Let's say you got $500,000 left.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so then what are you gonna do?
Stimulate the economy.
What I'm gonna do is I'm going to go to the strip club first, make it rain, and then
You'd be lying.
And you'll be fucking homeless. That's my point.
No,
you're gonna spend
that's
$500 grand at the Tick Club, and you're gonna wind up on the street and be like,
Well, Mike, that's
why
it.
did I get
Mike,
another $1 million?
This is content for the show.
that's an obvious joke. What I would actually do is I would quit my job and pay myself through school so that I didn't have to have the stress of working full time and going to school full time. I would put money back into the fucking infrastructure and pay the college instead of going to school for free.
I need you guys to quiet, because in the words of President Biden, he whispers it. Stimulates the economy.
Hurts no one.
All right, Scott.
Yes.
I'm gonna go take a piss. Tell these people how they can go to Hotel for Distraction,
First
where
of
they can
all,
find us.
to the people who are still with us, thank you.
It's 2 hours long.
I know this is longer than we normally do, but we got Mike on the show.
I think you're gonna split it up. I think you guys split it up.
No, we don't split it up anymore. We got too much. Anyway, thanks for joining us for this long. If you want to get a hold of For Your Distraction, you can shoot us an email at foryourdistraction@gmail.com. You can find us on all of our social media avenues. We are on Facebook and Twitter. On Facebook, search for Your Distraction. You'll find our page. Give us a like. We post all kinds of content on there of like upcoming movies that we want to talk about. We post all the links of our shows. And we do Facebook Live almost every Saturday night, and we record our show. Twitter, you can tweet us at podcast FYD. Search for Your Distraction on there. Follow us on there. Kind of the same deal. That's how our social medias work. We have a YouTube channel. You can search For Your Distraction, but it's really new. Adam just recently set it up. So if you go to our Facebook page, I will post the links to our most recent YouTube videos, and then you can subscribe to the YouTube channel on there.
The link to the YouTube channel is also in the SoundCloud description.
It's in the SoundCloud
in the
description.
episode. So
I was getting to SoundCloud next. If you're not watching us on YouTube or watching us on Facebook Live, you can do it the old-fashioned way and listen to the podcast later. When Mike's driving in his car, he likes to listen to podcasts. How do you listen to For Your Distraction?
I use Spotify.
Spotify. And he got mad at me because I don't use Spotify, and he's sending me all these links to rap songs he wants me to hear on Spotify.
Okay, hold on a second, because we had a conversation about this briefly when we were at Mike's house. Are you guys Spotify or YouTube Music? What do you guys
Spotify.
prefer?
Amazon Music.
I'm a
Fucking
Spotify.
Jeff Bezos. Ah, God, I keep giving him money. That's why he's a billionaire.
Yeah, no fucking shit.
Okay.
You've made Mike's point for him.
I didn't deny it.
This will be the last time that I participate in one of these episodes.
Anyway,
Until Malank is a billionaire, I am out.
you can listen to our show lots of different ways. We are on SoundCloud, like Adam said. You can search for Your Distraction on SoundCloud. Follow us on there. We are on iTunes. We are on Spotify, like Mike likes to listen
They're
to
on
us.
OnlyFans.
I wish. I wish.
About 1 million different ways you can listen to us.
I,
Most important,
Google Southpaw
We used to
OnlyFans.
be on Google Play. I'll be honest with you. I haven't looked at Google Play to see if we're updated on there, and I've given up on Google Play. I don't even want to check it.
I'll check it.
You check it. You do the work for me.
I checked
At any rate, we are a member of the Electronic Media Collective. When the show first started, you heard the little bumper.
That's a mouthful.
It is, as they say. Yeah,
The
that's a
Electronic
mouthful.
Media Collective is a great... Head on over to electronicmediacollective.com. It's a great site.
Are we gonna get through the outro?
There are so many great shows
That's the
on
outro.
there.
There's so many, but they gotta stay tuned because you gotta finisher the show. That's where like an epilogue.
The finisher, yeah.
We always epilogue the show a little bit, so you gotta stick through the outro so that you can get to the thing.
It's like WWE. I give the finisher move and then I pin you.
That's not accidental. We planned that.
We do.
Ladies and
I
gentlemen,
feel like you stole our
introducing.
thunder.
A little bit.
I feel like that's it. I'm done now.
We are
and it's
done.
like, what the fuck,
You heard Electronic Media Collective. You all heard that shit. So,
EMC.
Mike, who are you going to donate to this week? Because
I'm gonna donate to the Blue Shirt Collective to make sure that you get a perfectly
we all wear
periwinkle.
blue shirts, ironically.
Yeah.
Mine is a Mr. Rogers neighborhood. You guys see Trolley? See Trolley?
I do see.
Fucking loved Fred Rogers, man. He was... If more people were like Fred Rogers and less people like Jeff Bezos, this would be a better place.